Omo Football Federation former president and Edim Ede Amaju Panic says only hobby na oye former CAF ESCO member wakeka na adwene party ache Jamie Carragher or say ehu hia say Africa bo AFCON a ye beto nsafre Jamie Carragher na ye prove bibia ache ne say AFCON so major tournament or say mfa so bia ni so na Premier League nimpa Jamie Carragher bibia okeka wonsem no edu memni African players bear 3 players no na omo na dominating Salah Sadio Mane munyina no na omo dominating in the Premier League moment nsema Amaju Panic at the tuja.
Last AFCON, give it to CAF. Solidarity of about $16 million went to Cote d'Ivoire. Solidarity for the first time, over $70 million. Wait and see Morocco. Wait and see what we'll see in Morocco.
So
December, January.
Can Jamie Carragher, can he count on an invitation from you to come to the next AFCON?
Okay. Why not? I mean, you see.
Invite him, Mr.
No.
Let him come see.
Listen.
Educate him.
Listen, I don't need to invite him.
No, but I mean,
from his base to Morocco is 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's the beauty. So listen, let me tell you something about some of the things that we know. Like I said, there are a lot of things that are better left unsaid. But we know what is going on. At a point, 3 African players were the highest scorers in England. Aubameyang, Sadio Mane, and even Salah. At a point, 2 years running. So there's no way you can write off Africa. And when I hear Africa potential, we are not.
And if you ask those players, they're going to tell you that winning the Cup of Nations is bigger for them than winning a Champions League.
Listen, I know. Listen, I was president of Nigerian football. I know what it means to them to win AFCON. AFCON is huge. AFCON is a medal they want to keep not in their bedroom, on their bed while they sleep. It's a medal they love, they cherish. Because let me tell you, it's like when they say charity begins at home. That is it. You know, is not, and you can see the wave of attack. You know, because the AFCON is grown beyond the imagination of so many people. So it might just be talking subjectively. You know, we know all these things. You know, but trust me.
Amaju Panic, former Nigeria Football Federation president, former CAF ESCO member, and also Kikana Adwene Eddie Ache Jamie Carragher, and Raul Super Sports Show no so, and you know Kwane Bobo na Adwene Mamadou Gay, also outspoken journalist, also from La Côte d'Ivoire. No so show no so Mamadou Gay say AFCON no a major tournament.
Look, there is nothing bigger than AFCON in the continent. And everybody have to respect it. And it's growing in status, money-wise, success-wise, TV-wise.
Acceptability.
Yes, player-wise. The kind of player the whole world is watching because the quality of the player.
It's not the whole world. Jamie Carragher is not watching.
No, he's watching. He's watching.
Nobody's watching. And it's not a major tournament. No one really watches.
He's watching.
They watch.
He's watching.
They watch.
You see, his problem is he's too greedy.
He needs to apologize to Africa. Yeah. He needs to apologize for his comments.
But
shouting, Carragher must apologize for what?
He must apologize.
For what?
No,
he's allowed an opinion, is he not?
For disrespecting Africa. And that is why many European clubs are reluctant to release African players when it's time for the AFCON. And that is why it is attitudes like these that make them disrespect the cup.
Look, there is...
Enti Jamie Carragher na anwe no ko faba yo na no e na kwakoyi ni kamo bia bobo na adwene e de ache ntomo so mfa apology emra na wo show no so na enye easy cry yento so e wo other stories dia yenko Paris Saint-Germain na PSG honest no e form ho adwene pass omo be call England na Tottenham Hotspur club no omo enso akọ summit bid na etutomo a omo atimi ato Spurs ntina se kalife and others no fa ho adwene pa se Tottenham Hotspur is about time also ko fafi Daniel Levy and then call for nsama so etimi erane club no Brazil omo de preliminary call up for national team omo 2 games against Colombia and Argentina omo ya babonten na enipa 52 and now omodi at the abanemum 52 no omesone so akopem said ebeka the final 23 now from midfield no Alisson ewo Sao Paulo Andre ewo 1 200 na wanya Andres Pereira Fulham Andrew Santos Strasbourg, Bruno Guimaraes Newcastle, na Neymar da Silva Jr. na di etime apiemu enti several times Neymar injury nti na onsi akama Brazil no kwalapoi na di enso etime abemu Gerson of Flamengo, Ederson Atlanta, Joao Gomez 1-200 na Joelinton Newcastle, Lucas Sao Paulo, Paqueta West Ham na attack no ubenya Anthony na wanya Bruno Henrique, Hendrick, Estevao, Gabriel Martinelli, Galeno na wanya João Pedro, Luis Henrique, Rafinha, Rodrigo, Samuel Lino, Savino, Vinicius Junior, Yuri Alberto Minano edin enso etimi mpm enti Neymar edin ewomu na Oscar Sao Paulo Oscar so etimi ameki sa preliminary 52 players Brazil omon enso edi ababetudwa yento aso ewo ensanfo from dia Dominic Enra omon Stuttgart from a goal down Dominic ebesheye by 3-1 into match a course no and our Kessben television so Enra na Dominic first half no na omo bre ye papa enti omo consider first goal no and our Kessben television so na second half no just Dominic back share by 3-1 and come back and a Dominic so etimi stage go no so and atomu our Kessben television so na no and a coach Vincent Company bought players no abaso pa say enye easy so ni Stuttgart ball now from a go down wabete na watwa so asha 3 players no and na obia a playing part na Leon Goretzka or started in the absence of injured Joshua Kimmich and then Alexander Pavlovich and not that now very instrumental and I say first half no omujitum say na omumade mo no e form pass second half no mkeka omo ho a omo abehye sa 3 goals na omo enya 3-1 win say Harry Kane oben sir obetimi a lifting a major trophy and now goes no and I'll go so over our Kessben television so now Florian Wirtz Dominic na according to Dominic a director Karl Heinz Rummenigge or say currently Florian Wirtz Leverkusen player no the best German player or form HMBR na no be here for Dominic Bayern deserve the best international there Florian Wirtz no omonya fast na omo enso enkofa no game no ekos no Alfonso Davis prior na enne no makotwa scan na omahwe say Davis ni pra no obetene fi ache and answer and the munimia on and so ebetimi a return players the pra and no back no na me fan so say Rodri Spain Ballon d'Or winner na obo Man City on so pra che papa na ye ho say or your ball work into Rodri when image ye show our Kessben so time man or started say or recover no afei na drew ball work so enti very soon enche kwa betimi aba park no so na training with the group say there individual training na Rodri or Man City nkofo pididi pass and absence no and affected him the party coming back no you be how the club Man City omo enso ebetimi afinish the English Premier League yanko Saudi Arabia Al Nassr Enra woman dia ko Ronaldo and the club no enra so ampeke amfakura say league ni die ya from nsanesa enra ye hu say Al Oroba Al Nassr Asham by 2-1 and goes no and our Kessben television so league table no Al Ittihad Edikan 56 points Al Hilal at a second 51 points Al Nassr at a third omo enso about 47 points into Ronaldo across Saudi Pro League no almost 3 years in a league no abon said the Jones so about kokoko oni no league trophy no one team and left and nkugua omo edi no na ohwe our Kessben television so now so no and a far goal of the month 4 February before the game po omo your presentation head a man Cristiano Ronaldo na anasa omo Twitter X page in this no now omo attribute omo defeat to John Duran said John Duran account be panra but chances ni naguye na omo lose so much a course so na and Anderson Talisca or a former Al Nassr player say ono of Fenerbahce our Turkish league no and obe responded to sa tweet na our Kessben so I say hey kofo makam ho biem dia body ya me na bia na body ya John Duran team ni ewinia ye obi a mode credit no ema no se team no luso nso a mo obi a mode sa blame no nso ema no enti say ya na mode ye me master te ewo John Duran mo to aso ewo no so nti we Twitter Anderson Teleska enso e de ebetu dwa na yewura ewo Chelsea aso enkofo pg di pass Chelsea on beji major trophies a omo goalkeeping department no a major area also mo reinforce na Chelsea honest no omo hu ni sawo omo gidi pass omo goalkeepers a omo ade until next year omo plans some new players ebeba no goalkeepers enka hom omo say omo Robert Sanchez Philip Jorgensen omo Petrovic honomo sa goalkeepers na very very young omo timi ebo from a chair with their feet and team for so bien no ebeba so some come market so bien the extra goalkeeper at the EBP so na Joshua Kimmich Bayern omo midfielder no or a defender utimi ebo as a midfielder now them say Arsenal Mikel Arteta ni am prepare onwa Joshua Kimmich a wo pe brutality Arsenal first start ya beka say boy no reluctant na ka pe Madrid na Barca enti contract extension officer Bayern Edia Benina no onye na adwin so be extend Bayern hold you on contract talks no ama Arsenal for and so are you interested and then our Spanish Premier League Real Betis hosti Real Madrid Carlo Ancelotti saying and then no Jude Bellingham because of red card now do ya Madrid ekoya appeal and also anya successful or say a injustice for Anthony. Some overturn a red card no on person we can hurry. Nebo Jude Bellingham the end a very injustice a verdict no more and so at a babon Anthony and Obenya Konya abo editia Real Madrid United player now or Bolo or say I was certain that joining Betis was the best decision not or GD pass all free United on loan Betis no now the best decision and how far obe I'm be a money mono. Yeah, moon against Almighty Real Madrid. Now UEFA at the fine at the Ama Madrid 30,000 euros. Now almost say 2 years a year suspended sentence because the pass Madrid at the discriminatory behavior omo shows bambia na enso ni kra omo tifobia na omo Man City akuti ase mum free her alive sa tifo no ene niam pia Madrid ene at a point enyuma na omo tutia UEFA ne kan bi na masa so twe no enso atimi abagav bill kwa free Madrid na kofo gidi pass team no odo eni na komemu oso no or a true and true Madridista was several years a lot of honest with Madrid and T-Bessin Real Madrid match on a Gareth Bale or 30 years because of supporting Madrid power weighing and some Gareth Bale William Saliba Arsenal defender no some man yes or yeah priority Madrid defender some money no William Saliba yi and Real Madrid nya break pass or munya no wa chide hono ma na obeka Rudiger ho dia ene adwuma no enso asi Barca per Rafaelia already A7 omo ye fed up because boy no as a continuity consistency in the part and then obema performance also for China Ojina Park ni so be hwe ne bia uhu no enu nti Milan enya good offer omo beton yate se Barca show massive interest omo nya boy na omo enso epe na Ronald Araujo Barca one of our captains or say over the locker room the funniest player Barca so Lamine Yamal ye be player oyin sam kwa player ne ho asre pa Barca omo dressing room Lamine Yamal akoda ne ho sere to Libya de be ma ono any the most funniest player in Barca omo dressing room na Diego Simeone Cholo what targeted 2 players of Barca say Samayi Onyasa players na opepa na baku defender Andres Christensen and Onya Ferran Torres and so wapenipa enti this time kofa Clement Lenglet next year the target Ferran Torres and Andres Christensen na Pep Guardiola and I want a pre-match Man City FA Cup omo bon ekobisa na say what Javier Tebas reporting Man City financial breaches be also munya asotwe or say next question. On the so very responding to a year halfway tables. Momientie and pretty much a course so and a response a Pep Guardiola or the mind.
A bottle of wine after the game for him after these words. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's an honor for me to meet him tomorrow.
You will have seen that La Liga president Javier Tebas has reported the club.
Next.
Does it get tiring that this always comes
Next.
up? Finally, a bit of team news. How far off is Oscar Bob, perhaps?
Anyway, a total blackout. Pep Guardiola said next. Maybe if I have your table to be ano. Onye na dream say obe respond. Man United coach Ruben Amorim was say Garnacho. United last match you changing up straight. Now occur dressing room. I'm at bench or crowd. Say. Boy, now so training say obetua for dinner. Man United players no dinner. Garnacho and obetua Amorim confirm we.
We spoke briefly the other night about Alejandro Garnacho. I was just wondering if you could clear up the situation there.
Yeah, he came to me. Was funny because in the next day he came to me to my office. I did some investigation, and he went to the dressing room, changed his clothes because he was wet. He watched the game in the different, not in the bench. We watched the game. In the end of the game, he was there and he went home. So there's not a issue there. But I told them that in Manchester United, everything is important, and perception in a big club is really important. So he's going to pay a dinner to all the team, and that's it.
Alejandro Garnacho, the punishment. Ruben Amorim responding to Roy Keane. The consistent attack on United captain Bruno Fernandes. Or say at this point, the Roy Keane Becano and relevant and important on a manager. Bruno Fernandes no exceptional player contribute to United or more a success. Momientie a coach Ruben Amorim.
I heard about that. I have a different opinion. Bruno is really important for us in the club, especially for me. He's playing well in the difficult context. He wants always the responsibility. I know that sometimes as a captain he do things like with his arms, and sometimes you see it in the criticizing the teammates. I think it's most of all is a lot of frustration for this year and the last year and the others. He wants to win, and sometimes it's really hard to deal with that frustration. But like I said, everybody has an opinion. Roy Keane has a big standards from him in his time, and it's normal to have an opinion. I have an opposite opinion, and I think it's more important, my opinion, than Roy Keane because I'm the coach. And I think he's doing things.
Very much important. Roy Keane. Now, David Seaman, a former Arsenal goalkeeper, 2 times not did the Gunners Premier League no. Now, current retirement or see this year, will be a rainfall. Premier League in my head because of Arsenal or more tall list of injured players. Ipra. Aha Arsenal yepa. David Seaman Ekasai.
Over the line, you need a lot of luck, and we haven't had that this season at all, especially with the injuries that we've had to key players. You know, to our major players. You take Salah out of the Liverpool team for a long time. They're going to struggle, you know, and we're the same with Bukayo, Martinelli's out, Jesus is out. You know, we've had a lot of players with big injuries, and it's a shame, you know, and have as well.
Big injuries affect Arsenal, papa. Young matches are able to not you not say Joe, and for and so Engramu, young English FA Cup, Enra. Aston Villa, Eshe, Cardiff, Cambianoa, Cardiff, Antimi, Anti, my United player, a year Rashford, assistant Kwadema, a year Marco Asensio, Enra, Asensio go no shedding na a Rashford assistant Kwa, and Amanda Boston, and so Etonet, and Crystal Palace, and the Millwall Airport. Preston and the Burnley Asia, Bournemouth Airball 1-200, Man City and the Plymouth, now Newcastle, Abba Brighton, Man United, and the Fulham match no China, Nottingham Forest and the Ipswich match no, and so Monday, Yantu also Enco Spain, and La Liga, Valladolid and the Las Palmas Airport draw 1-1, and then Girona and the Celta Vigo, Rayo and the Sevilla, Betis. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Bilbao, China Sunday, Barcelona, and the Sociedad, and Barca, Edican, Real Madrid at second, Atletico na that third, Pichichi, Robert Lewandowski ashe 20, Mbappe ashe 17 goals. Yenko Italy and Fiorentina ashe Bakua, Lecce Entimi Ante and Atlanta and Venezia Airbo, Napoli Ebetre Inter and no big game Inter ne decline. Napoli second, only 1 point and a separate Inter and a Napoli say Inter sha almost be 4 clear points. Napoli be sha almost sign Inter home 2 points and the match no about 5 and a boss Udinese and the Parma be ball na Monza and the Torino sha Ochina Roma and the Como AC Milan and the Lazio Monday Juve and the Verona so ball na we go na Capo Canamieri no Rotegi ewa Atlanta or 21 Moisikeni 15 goals Young Ramo ewa Germany Stuttgart 1 Birmingham 3 and then IB Leipzig and the Mainz Heidenheim and the Mönchengladbach Bremen and the Wolfsburg Bochum and the Hoffenheim now St. Pauli and the Dortmund and so Abo Bayern Edikan Leverkusen second Frankfurt and so and at that third French Ligue 1 and Monaco 3 Rennes 0 and Saint Etienne and Nice PSG and Lille Ebebo Chinan Lyon and Stade Brestois and so on Asia award you know that roman call for close seminal weighing so an agina na yediesi.
Okay. Tony Montana for Crosu and some no yenina way so and far NC. And Meminda final whistle Jumadi and I de bro and a dumunu na airpon. Enti Muma Yemfa the opposite de Bano Yantem na Fabra Nafi Yama Amanfo and so Antiwonka. I shall phone it here for Mamuna Kwaba Mobiachi eba. Women down up a program I the Bremo weekend activities I would do because so we are see afana nyina and a bobo at the Bremo na nyami ayad my drada and so say the siko ebia and also ya de ehonsem Bremo. All right, before some of for better be foreign stories no emono ma yemfa a message we and free Dr. Amigashi yebasisia.
Okay, also, say Jango Porsche when Yama, no ama nipa who say ampa, Yamiduachi.
Yes.
Na Dr. Magashi, me fast akwenye so da ejusu my hima.
Okay.
Ase. Na omo nana ya santo to so mi no.
Yes.
And okreni omo hu Dr. Magashi ndro na omo ani agi.
Okay.
Na yakodi abasubodin bi. Enya asam ketwa.
Wow.
Ema abasubodin ni sole ye no. Ahemfu mpanifo ene enya asam ketwa.
Wow.
Ye board Dr. Magashi din ase ehona dane butu. Obi abrante ni ye ne je no ho.
Wow.
Enti Dr. Magashi
o friend mama no ko mi aba no.
Oh
yes.
Oh, we are very good.
Ni no nya gro kra.
Oba otumi je Ghana si ho.
Yes.
Abra mema nyina ehun ka ho. Nyankopon isira ne papa. De me pese mi mani pe hun sisi ane se. Ye wo enipa bebre wo no ma omo yare no eyesunsum ade. Ena apart from sunsum yade kra no. Ye wo yare bi wo no betime nya no hunam but you when ni boni to me be esum. Enti se wo to anamo bi na se wo bobra e wo se wo dikan hu wapomoden eni ade wo se dikan hiam se wo kan Bible no Psalm 41 the verse number 5 down na o kire se nipa se wo yale da ho a won krofo kra na o matwa ho hia no so o mo betena se no mo hwe wa asem mo kan se akwa we kra da be no obewu ma ne din ayere fi asase so obi wonum kwa na oba kra na o se Bible se to pia bonten a no one started to assume so obi kura ba bo no aka che nipa ne sa akwa we oda ho e de wa no obewu nten be ya face kan to ho enti de Dr. Magashi mi kenyina ne se opani enipa emfa wo time ndi agro so wunya solificate so se kima e wo se wo di kan hwe wo time ebra wo kuta ne bre no wo de yeden wo brain su na yade e start se e ka wo to hoi ye wo mpanifo bre on mind ne omo oska da ho but bi nua woma pomodin aye omo ye na
koyo
apomodin ai ti se odwene ho onye de onte ase nipa se bi wo ahonden no abai follow to me the promise and disappointment to anim di ono no so no se bi ono nso ewa sika na se bi ono nso obabra no ono nso de apomodin ohia endo brother Sami energy se ohia Dr. Magashi award na se na ono kra so be ye nwum kra de e de am because omo ti chiri no omo hwe nsem na eba na no mo hwe adanse e ba Dr. Magashi was say you che o man nyina enti say yade tu obi so na yade e na e hawo na o yade ne sunsum hye akire yade na da wo so no wanom adura entimi nkɔ wakɔ ha me de me kanie to anamon bra Dr. Magashi wo yo kumasi mazi makru ena Accra nso ye Kaswa prison junction takra de ye wa pawan kejibri government school wo saa na takwa ye wo bogoso udu bogoso ka se wo power line techima mfo nyina nko techima henso number ne 0547 04 43 07 0547 04 43 07 enipa bia no e mani mfa ne time mfa ndi agro because Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15 no was munhwe mo nantie na munhwe madaji time na ye kan opani ye de apomodin na ye dwuma wa asase so nyina ye de asumdue na ye dwuma wa asase so nyina se nipa se wo yale na se wo ni asumdue a opani wankasa kra wo nu hu se wo ba wiase nyankopon kan kiro bi se mbacho wo yare enti me hu mo body wa ko heaven no enti sada Sanketi sanka onka o Job chapter 14 the verse number 16 no was afei de nyankopon kan wanamon wa titire oboni a wudi nyina de ahye botom enti da obewu no ahwe egu anim enti opani nipa apomode hu hia ade ba ko e ha adwempa ne se emema sebi ye wo Ghana hasisia no se wo munya infection ni gonorrhea syphilis a ebi wono ma ono madu na se ade ne se brasia enkunwie ne wayi nani eno bo sa afi no wunyi no na obe ma yankasa no efon meka mema omo be ma so ate ene ema e ba ho beka che mi se Dr. Magashi koso ne ka sa asemu e kire mema opani nipa bebre wono mo muni man tie se de moti bonsam jimo because of na muni mo ntimi na problem e kwa wariem na wale go bebre be nyina no mo na ye mema sebi obe wale oba to dem ne bedu dem no ne oni ni ntimi na e ma ye nipa bia nsam no ade ne ha ne pia ontimi nka because o ka ne pira so o ka so ko dwom ne o ko ayi a wa dwen ne se o kwa kofo wachi enti wo te ho no e ha no woni mu ba to ka nkyerɛw e mema bebre wono ma no kure no mbe ma fonfon enu na Ezekiel chapter 23 verse 20 dika say ye won kofo bi wono ma mo yire no ne o mo mpra no mo kai o mo ex o mo be ma te fumponko be ma ne se fumponko be ma na titi oho efom titi na be nu ye mpenso enti de e ka ne se wo de ne se ahonde ne wo fom a ebia na esu abata ahonde no sa asa afon asa atwe afim enu na Dr. Magashi ka kire o sem se nipa bi ti sa to anamo ne bra sometimes de ya na ewo mu ne se ukwa prostate na nkasa prostate ni say start say honhon na eye kese a prostate ni sha say titriti e wo ya ase ho say titriti sa na afro bo so wo mema ye na nkasa no semen na wo say ka wo mema ni hia na wo sperm no etimi di nya honde no ni nyina no prostate ni timi produce enu na man pedifo bro no be ma fonfon onu atena so mo hwe size ni say the city first na onu ahu say twia na atwikom enti na emma akura no so oba tena se oni be man to me na wo mu kura no edu be mo problem na think kan timitiko ye wade be kan clitoral disuse atrophy so oba oni ose me de me ne be ma mi ana no sebi omo ba no ade na ebia so keto na tumi fon na ye na fi ho te bedu be bi no oni atenka kura be ma ko no ho ana ni nje enu sa ade ni nyina yade Dr. Magashi to anamo ne bra ne ye mo ena obi a diabetes woni modem obi a wanya pressure tena wo so che na eboaboa no widie ni ma ebegu ani nkosua so ye be ka cho say etena da ni so enti obi a pressure da ni so bia no ye ka ne say etena wani so so ma pressure ni che a na afi na be da ni glaucoma opani to anamon bra Dr. Magashi wo ansa na eni no adum ti wani ne esaya ye oba bi won ma eni ni say du a ye ntimi nya no ho hwe enti de ye pese ma wo hu ne say Dr. Magashi de adwuma pa ne modem ma ye bo nyina ne say e ka ye nko anka ne nka nipa nyina nya hoto e ma bebre won ma fibroid e na e ha omo obi on so ne menses na nkasa kra ne embe yie obi on ma infection na start didi ne ho nkakra odi nduo hihye ase so enye nduo nyina na de hye ase o so odi nduo hihye ase pie be du ba bi kra no atenka atekọ Bedu baby na infection na e wo sanka wo no madura e kono afa wo no madu kwan enko enti Dr. Magashi de so wo Kumasi hanom a de ehia ne so baka se me ko Dr. Magashi wo yo Kumasi amazi makro fa makro jom kwan ka se wo police house Accra me se mun ko Kaswa prison junction wo mo takra de e ya pawan Kejebri government school ade wo se mu trans na mu dwene ho se ye wo sunso mu yade abaifu e wo wiase nyina community a yade on beto de ama wo no so wenye sunsun nim di fo betimi abo wa asem beto Dr. Magashi tim yade bi asem sunsun hye kire ana so how ni amane wo no ba Dr. Magashi tin two time so wo kan Matthew chapter 19 verse 12 was nkofo bi onum kwada wo ntimi nwale ya enipa na aye omo sa adentire nkofo bi onum ntimi nwale nipa na aye omo sa eye nipa ben so anta obi onum na wawe na nkasa sunsun kwada ma tena so obi ono ma matam infection in the amount say infection no sunsum ne walo nti wode egu ani mase sunsum ne betu walo to me the infections ato so the yare body ato so ma hwe yi a oba be ya akwa de amani parom enti Dr. Magashi de ye Kumasi mazi makro number no e 0547 04 43 07 0547 04 43 07 ye Kumasi mazi makro Accra ye Kaswa prison junction takrade ya pawan Kejebri government school so wo techima hensa so wo bogoso ye bogoso power line Dr. Magashi de ye asema ye kanyina ne say so wutu anamon na so wo ba ho a de nyame se ye mfa de nyame de amaye no eno ne be yama wo na mefa sa akonya wesu aka kire excellency John Dramani Mahama say so wo be yi obi abeda bibidrofo ano a yini pa asabi wo adwumanim Dr. Magashi me so wo de me se bibidrofo nyina so Ghana ha Messi Heba na sin twin am man Ghana Messi Heba na sin twin e de am man Ghana because me person ma Ghana fo hu se yensu ye de na ye wo no yenye ne yi na abrofo no mefa nkwa na yensu ye kofo mo de ba de omo de osika na omo de ba no ne de bia ye de akwakofa enti Dr. Magashi de yade bi eto so ne yade da wa bra bom yade egu anu ase no otu na mobile ho a 18 ton time number ni 0547 04 43 07 0547 04 43 07 baby ye djuma fiti dwada ko pememenda Kumasi ye mazi makro Accra ye Kaswa prison junction takra de e ya pawan Kejebri government school omo mo techima nyina na techima hensa ena omo mo takwa bogoso nyina na bogoso power line de ye pese ye mani pe huni emfa yade enko wom ema yade ema ye nyi wo mfinipem ema yade ense wa brabo because nipa bebre wono ma sabi utumi so wenim nyamfo pa yesi obi asole fini dua so a yade chi wa betaba asole fi odua so empedifo bebre wono ma nokure no mo ko yade so obi nya stroke na oda ho na ne to ase na kokom nyina utumi sole nante a eno ne so be fa na mana ba Dr. Magashi wo so ukoto dwe pa na se usisia na se wa chinkasai eno ne so be to na maba wan kura na pia enkola nketewo nyina se me pia bonte a enkola no Dr. Magashi adie pese ma wo hunu se to anamo ne bra yade bia ye besa ma e ma wo nso ho ato erade sai
no yemra na yenwura eye weekend these stories no emu kakra matches a ebekoso ne issues kakra bi a eye amano ne nsem na fe yemfa de aka nyina no enso enye afisem awa Mohammed wa sanso na Andy Kem na Dr. Franco Naro omo nyina no e wa ha fa de bra 0551599933 0551599933 eho na meji WhatsApp messages no our video near 0244263902 okay Andy Kem so where awa bibia eboko
yami adum se
nyango pasi yanka jangume yenimre o enemre no enso edoso ye papa mese mre nsam no doso na emre no na esha President John Dramani Mahama nsem kakra odi eto edwa emra or the nations of the state of the nations address no bano and some p na the efa good yemu nsem ho kakra enso e ha yabesan etie biom na Ghana Football Association ni ya no a omoso de aba afa the president edikotudwa ewo parliament no sanso na Professor Wallace nsem bi ono so kan wasempa efa pole ni wo no eho Kumasi Asante Kotoko the release about nano pay the afa home and also the very shame kakra na yahwe de air copa week yemu and a Black Stars captain sensem and so APM Jordan Ayu ono and Black Stars technical team no the captain no the amano sanso and a National Sports Authority almost confirm say Accra Sports Stadium and Ghana World Cup qualifier game against Chad no ye bebono me pamcho nya ehon kwa mpanifo every club licensing board Ghana Football Association mpanifo every Ministry of Youth and Recreation NSA omo a inspection of venues Premier League matches no ekoso na enche ugriade ne bewie enche nsambɛn nom de eba betudwa ni nyina no ho nsensem kakra enso ewa ha under 17 scouting enso ekoso de dende ewa mamu coach from Bomanso na head coach ma national under 17 team no Black Starlets enso ekoso de dende na wotwi emu nsampi na ewo ho a yede ho nsem enso ebe bremo banjo na wotwi emu enso na free buatin hat of striker or the apology be eba isuatreman so issue statement be enso ababonten fa pole ewo no sanso na Kumasi Asante Kotoko aformo committees ahodo a omoso ebe ni omo fans no ebe din komo pi afa security protocols no eho we any other local source pi and na wotwi nyina no atwa good o pese o de message efa ho ebe bia no fabra na yenya ho adwuma tentem enso emfa emmamo emre nu so yehwe ni mu se Kumasi Asante Kotoko director of communications obasan ewura studio ha ene anopenra or the sa boshe no emaye na fe yatoto na no kakra bi ebusa nsem kakra bi emre no esua enti andicam yenka jangum na yenhwe de odi ebreye dumienu na yapagye mu ma breaking news enso atoaso okay
you know two teams and I see and I so tight at their mom. Now I had the major top flight leagues apart from England, France and Germany. So quite till now so Spain dear eboboso. Now a game I will be lose no. You find it very difficult, say obetimi ababak. Until who Napoli losing to Como in the last game by 2-1. And the Inter Milan take advantage of their game and Omodia Babe that top. So check the last 3 games before the 5 Akonte Boya. Now konya good results against AS Roma, Udinese and Lazio. But the last 5 games for team I friend and Napoli regional team and maybe. And no na she konta man stretch called his favorite 3-back plan. Because injured bakum you know by. Now against Como experimented with Michel Politano as a right wing back. And you know it never worked for him. Okobenchi Abrante Fen Andrew Zambo agrees as an man and rest. And Koyi and Farmer Antonio Conte. And Tianesa Washa was switching about Abrante Feno, Raspadori, and Romelu Lukaku up front in a 3-5-2 plan and a Conte Edirem. So here in Tambalan so on my papa league table on the first. And to see our own position on Mudina and say, Omo game Omo against Napoli no. The almost omo ya and say omo make sure at least omo nye draw in that particular game. Atlanta be bad there, but at least omo be comfortable at the very top. Unlike say omo be lose game no against Napoli amaniema etimi ha omo. Obianim said the Inter team is intact and it is a team say per quality, experience and everything I will be there from. Lautaro Martinez goes no. Marcos Thuram ye on and off. But so tien free Italy ba. BBA chess Abrante friend Marcos Thuram. Ebe joining Abrante your friend Lautaro Martinez. Even Anatovic. Nekula on 10 game be mono so fresh ba. Who say adwuma no omo bono den. The battles that what this particular game when they say Raspadori, Romelu Lukaku, as against Francesco Acerbi and Alessandro Bastoni. The two guys on the leading line for Napoli, no, and the 3-back line of Inter Milano. So two guys on you so effective within the back line, no, and you ever heard the battles, no, said the name, Ebesiako at the Diego Armando Maradona, stadium, Napoli, and so again, the midfield of Nicola Barrera, Hakan Chakanoglu, Herek Mkhitaryan, as against Stanislav Lobotka, Abrante Zambu Aguiza, and then Scott McTominay. And you have that battle, no say the BCI. Obiani say McTominay call a team, my friend, a Napoli or born home and or Chelsea at least Nanko he more time at Manchester United, and he's playing very, very well. Politano, on the other hand, the battle with Abrante friend Federico Di Marco, non so a battle I veteran from the left side of the attack of a team, your friend Napoli. But for me, Inter 4% who win this particular game. The two guys up front in Raspadori and then Abrante friend Romelu Lukaku and also Meniko. So at least those are the guys to bang in the goals for Napoli. Into on defense, we should give a body check, give close range, make it sure so be concentrated throughout the 90 minutes if Inter Milan want to win the league. Into honey be will say Inter more Manico. General way a gamer. I don't think say Napoli be used to game way at the back to the race because Inter baby Omeduno. Simeone Inzaghi knows how to manage everything at this particular time. And only idea me expect say Inter ebeye. Make a double chance Inter Milan in this particular game, whether a win or draw for Inter in this particular game. AC Milan fans na Comiliano. And omote bana akwakobo say red carpet for na omoye partners of our team no. The American Investment Group no omonko. Na omon sem fata say omona ebetimi ababehwe team no so amane ebetimi akoyi all because things are not well. Thursday, Yaumulusu to Bologna, 7th on the league table, with all the purchases and the quality of my Sambono. Still, I never could from my friend AC Milan. Into almost almost same fata. And I'm a catcher players, and I say, when you're the Milan of Savic, the Milan of Daniel Massaro, the Milan of Ruud Gullit, Carlo Ancelotti, and then Marco van Basten. Say, boss, say no more and come on, too. I'm on my both future boss. There's so much pressure on Milan, so many Lazio ebo a game and you expect demonstrating this because it will game on Lazio bebono. Lazio so on and off, but at least a better place on the league table than team your friend AC Milan. Milan will quality baby, but Sergio Conceição and team in fan near Juma. If you look at the option that they have as compared to Lazio, a few players are Omuko beat teams or man team put them together. And I do not almost so yeah who advantage. She had the likes of Nuno Tavares, she'll beat Alessio Romagnoli, she'll beat the Mario Gela. Marusic has been part of the Lazio for a long time. You can Geoffrey Gondozi in attack. You are talking about Obi Etise Buledia, Okan Zakani, these Isaacson. These are guys I won't expect it so much from Anka Omuni AC Milan Baba with Liao, Christian Pulisic, now Oche Joao Felix. Santiago Jimenez, any players at Milan, especially in attacking their midfielder, and can easy game. But trust Lazio says you almost bet me a pick a point from this particular game. Spain is so tight. Now he's Spain is so tight now. Real Madrid a room or Benito Villamarin and then Real Betis informed Real Betis. Akwakusi akan ewo. The good news for Real Betis is say Anthony red card now overturn it, so he will be available for this particular game. Now, Oche coach your friend, Emmanuel Pellegrini, 7th on the league table for Real Betis, at least almost so a yard there. But the advantage that Real Madrid want to say, 5 years ni Omunko Sevilla and Colusuda. Inti Madrid will that believe in say Omuram the city of Sevilla no against Real Betis no Omumbeko ye bibi. So Oche Madrid team now. Fede Valverde any fully fit, so it's likely say Obama see out for this particular game. Mbappe will be back. Mbappe may see game no boy against Sociedad. The Copa del Rey. So Mbappe will be back for this particular game. Apart from Omo, Obi done this a buyout on Swepra. For some months until Alonso not available. Open game we now say game basso midweek and I say Tuesday, Wednesday in the UEFA Champions League. So Ekobasa divided attention. But that would not stop Carlo Ancelotti so parody the guys no. Jude Bellingham would not be available. Until again, surprise never saw about Luka Modric because the last game against Girona, it was Luka Modric who dictated the pace and the tempo for team Ayefreno, Real Madrid. Into one will be a Barbashano. Now, when the Madrid de Beba, apart from some difference in the Quanem, now here Cucho, Hernandez, or for bit Jesus Rodriguez, Isco, and then Abrantia friend Anthony. That is the front four of team Ayefreno, Real Betis, Omuna Barbashamo, with their double pivot. But baby, I was a man up the green man, guys, in the new corner say, Omo backline. Baby, Omo the Senegalese Yusuf Sabali, Omo Abrantia, your friend Ricardo Rodriguez, the Swiss international, and the two Spanish guys in Diego Llorente and Abrantia friend Mark Batra. Sa back four no, and there was a general Omo money call with Abrantia. General, your friend Adrian Miguel imposed. And when the baby also Omo money call because of the front four of Tima, your friend Real Madrid. Madrid difference in there. Onim say they will concede. But look at Vasquez back in the crowd here. Just a right side was still required the whole. Enti Abranti obey operating from that particular side, you know. Abranti friend Jesus Rodriguez from the left. Enti I was say a new co-op because a honey the weakest link for Madrid. Mendy will be back, but Asensio and then Rudiger back, you know, at least will add a certain bite to the back line. At least any kakra abaho with your many back in the midfield. Okay, the last two games our boy were improving immensely in midfield with Luka Modric and the front four now Rodrigo and then Jude will be absent. Rodrigo Mbappe and Vinicius Junior. And Thiago Llorente and the Mark Batra were Jumae. One was steady Madrid and this team affair Betis game be our Villa Marino at a match of goals. It was the first one at Barcelona. Madrid had 2 goals. Was Santiago Bernabeu Montimiante, but in Pempins, was Sabino, who tells say games I will be at try say obetimi ashe. And you know a win for Madrid, both teams to score 2-1 and a make for Real Madrid in that particular game. Barcelona against Sociedad. Now, team almost share Barcelona the first round of the season. You are talking about Sociedad. Almost share Barcelona by a goal to nil in that particular game at Barca, and it was a game. Hansi Flick has lose 2-3 in the first round. It was a game who be able to say, so only pass a bona money a dika krebia, at least obeti menya bibi from that particular game. Into what share Avan Zubelda and then Nayafa Gueno, some match Omu Yirimupa with Johan Lopez, Omu Yirim and Aramburu from the right side. That is the back line of team. Zubimendi just in front of them. But one area was about some more money coro, Tefikusa Kubo, because I do. Timing in our back on the name. Ebe contem, ebe move to the left, to the right, ebe direct play, no, especially in the attacking player, it is going to be Kubu. A honey baby, also here, and Pablo Marin ebe supporto, Abrante Ayefreno, Zubimendi, with Sergio Gomez on the left. And the omu team no, 4-1-4-1, omu rotating no mabe 4-3-3 triangle in midfield. A honey baby also Basako. But again, you ask yourself, Avan Zubelda were experienced baby in the Spanish La Liga, but so much about the team now. The first thing that you need to do, and it says will be the best top Pedri from midfield. Frankie Dion pick kakra into Jumani Bayadin because 2 guys technically are on top and it is difficult to stop them in midfield. Oh, we are Rafinha last 2 games on share. Yamal creative but goes no ya Lewandowski is still Bonetti, but I'll make sure says go king on the bit me into again. Bass attack and see a very sharp and say, oh, shy, you make sure you work to stop that attack of a team, a friend of Barcelona. But you know, at the Mundi Olympic Stadium, and also a game I make up for FC Barcelona win. My last game I made sure in Manchester United against Fulham. It was FA Cup round game na Barcelona. Manchester City game no the game will be you expect them so move team a clear head and not coming. My United Fulham. United man at least you'll be expected United in the last game on boy, and with them 1 man down, still Manchester United again switch. Any team can see be there, but at least who is such almost in a hand for kakra. But with 1 man down, United came back, 8 maybe winning by 3 goals to 2. Omuni Fulham, so league the Bass, no more Cravian Cottage could share Fulham by a goal to them. It wasn't a dominant Manchester United team, but at least with a high level of confidence or more bono. Ubewusa at least and Yama Asaka in the last game on Moboye. Fulham Andres Pereira is back. And so actually almost Marcos was switching from Robinson, Kevin Bassey, Issa Diop, Tete back for no to a trebaka. The last game of boy no Obenchi Abranti FN Kevin Bassi Benchi Abranti FN Robinson, and that was tough for Fulham. But at least Osha Omu team na Sergi Bird, Sasa Lukic, Andres Pereira, and then Adam Atrori, and in that front, or Rodrigo Munez, or Abranti FN Jamines, free Wolverhampton Bayern. Into a lot of options, whether so Chico back 4 and also stick it to the back 3, or a lot of options to beat me to choose from. For Manchester United, Obi any more problem. Defensively, weak, but at least Maguire the goals now all channel Katani weakness and also. And I feel that Oshe Gamer and as a branch your friend, Mati Adelaide said you from Ajax to Juventus to Bayern Munich, still our defensively looking to one team in Shari. It is still our defender who's a bread, but in attack, na Man United no problem. No. Rasmus Holland and then Joshua Zirkzee still find it very difficult to score against weaker opposition. It is only defense more than Kakrea United bread because goals now by midfield and defenders and so. A game Fulham for Belgium because they do. Fulham net team Obeka or Mobile Premier League into Omoko bench other players ahead. Almost opportunity in any. Until they will give United a good run for their money. But I think Sir Ruben Amorim, Adeba call by and he be bring home. They say even so come teaching a knockout and what they was slow. Show Europa and look at this FA Cup as well. Into a game that I think United will struggle. But say you know, Nama United to me I say it too.
Wow. Matches nina and the came. Akabom tichu investors no. Mobenya bibi na bia weekendi mwanya nkwan kakra asa Kessben television Kessben 93.3 Kessben 92.9 we a final whistle jumedi ameminde bia yede ebro. I appreciate the prompt and decisive response from Safuduku Esquire regarding the false claims made by Wallace of Asempa FM. It is imperative that the police invite Wallace to substantiate his allegations with credible evidence. His reckless actions not only aggravate the pain of the many aggrieved supporters and family of Pole, but also raise serious concerns about his motives. If we are to restore integrity and credibility in our sports industry, there is an urgent need to hold irresponsible journalists accountable. This situation underscores a troubling reality of our collective moral compass as a nation is required in question. It is time to take a firm stance against those who seek to exploit sensitive matters for personal or professional gain. Cologne, Germany. There would be about, I don't know. You because answer no me intro no me can honsem you become asampoti ma we ni na no e buy no you be sign etie biom na Kumasi Asante Kotoko release lawyer Safuduku e de ba bonten e na no pe ya no so no ye de honsem aba na fi adwenche nkrankra and emre no so enti munya botre kakra emfa emmayen Doctor
General
Naro
Medasi. So here.
Nako padum na so here.
Oh, be fine. I like
Black
your
Stars Bobo.
Debbie.
F.
Saturday see JC.
Okay.
Naija.
Okay.
But too many
F pa.
O my so hu hear me.
Ma hu ya. Entes you ni Chad.
Ni Chad Bobo. And no he Ghana man panyin se ne ne abere ne nsem odi tu dwa.
Yes.
Nansa ne.
Yeah.
On the State of the Nation's address, especially regarding the Black Stars and budget around the Black Stars. I think CBN Saturday being a take on the Black Stars.
Aye, kakra. Menusa. FA ya no. FA the responsible. Yeah.
Normally, me were 3 preferred jerseys I am mission.
Okay.
Me were 3. Man U, Black Stars, and Kotoko jerseys.
Okay.
Normally, like wearing them.
Okay.
Yeah. These are my 3 preferred jerseys.
Okay. For known reasons.
Now say man you the any other shy thing kakra. Master so the shy thing.
Chelsea this year me hopa. Chelsea this year me.
General.
Yes sir.
Papa a friend Jimmy Carragher. Nensem no Jimmy na first of all I am want to say as a Nigeria for no I'm getting impressed with how the Nigerian guys edema back to back to Jimmy Carragher. Metie JJ Okocha. Metie John Michelobi. And pay Tony Ama metie Amadou Penick. On some more country Jimmy Carragher. First of all, for the starters, they see and they say, you know, Jimmy Carragher, former Liverpool legend, now a pundit. And no more bisa and say, Mo Salah, no more discuss, say, Mo Salah form ye kitani ni boa or boni dear. And who be here say, Ballon d'Or, no, you be consider na organic for Ballon d'Or, and I'll bet me aji Ballon d'Or. Nititu, I think the other guy said, say, Utumini Egypt, it was with J Afcon. I say, Mo Salah, Utumi J Ballon d'Or. And Jimmy Carragher say, winning the Afcon, no, ain't me winning Mo Salah, Ballon d'Or. I just want Jim major trophy. Na I think sending same ni no. Nia ama ashenkrophone ni titru Africans. I be brave kasa in the social media and all that. I just want a major trophy. In that contest, clear. Say we peer Afcon every day, friend a major trophy no emu. Now we are trying to discuss say we should send a fee for the football buy and send a watching footballer. We World Cup the continental trophies that is in our part of the world, African Cup of Nations title is a major trophy. But General, having said that, say would they not some of the two on for example for me, so can be so or we need a year African Cup of Nations now and enough so bet me a and I wouldn't have a problem. But when he says winning it will not win him the trophy, it will not win him the Ballon d'Or, I just say a major trophy. And not any baby I feel say we should be furious enough and let Carragher know say he can't disrespect our title, the most prestigious trophy on the continent of Africa, competed for by about 54 nations. On to me disrespecting it that way. But no crap pie and so they say, one or a Ballon d'Or, one or two abano, and bia. One value African Cup of Nations, Nana. How many players and are selling big time at the AFCON? Now, when you have the chance to be even on the podium of Ballon d'Or. Because will be a big Ballon d'Or podium, so make a first, second, third. In the history of this continent of ours, only 2 players and Afro Ballon d'Or podium, no. Notwithstanding some exceptional performances, a good number of African players they are in Europe and even in Ballon d'Or. General, is it not strange? Say Obi to say Didier Drogba on Fubida, Obi to say Samuel Eto'o for what he has done at African Cup of Nations tournament, and sometimes coincided with an equally good performance at the club level. Yet Eto'o and Klein Bay, Ballon d'Or podium. You talk about Yaya Toure, JJ Okocha, name them. Mo Salah himself, Lucas Radebe. These guys at a point in time, AFCON is so Juma. Yet, se podium first, second, third, Debbie. It is only George Opomanria and Sadio Mane and Afro Ballon d'Or podium no. And Obian may common knowledge. In 1995, when George Opomanria won Ballon d'Or, no, he didn't do so because of his exploits for the national team and answer for African Cup of Nations, or winning because of the exploits with AC Milan in the Champions League, Serie A, and all that. The only player Mekase in a way, the performance at the AFCON, contributed to the chance to be on the podium was Sadio Mane. When Olidi, the Teranga Lions of Senegal, in 2021, Edo Senegal Geom African Cup of Nations for the first time. That year, he has had an excellent super performance with Liverpool. And in that final against Egypt, or no about the final penalty they to net. In fact, a lot of people believed, said that game, said called the way of Egypt, and a Mo Salah, and a Mo Salah and a Bewo podium. So for me, the African Cup of Nations performance in 2021 contributed to a Sadio Mane's chance I will decline big podium. But who be who say in all these years for all the African footballers have done, omunya a chance enwura Ballon d'Or podium, let alone winning it. And you now need Jamaica Gabe Jay say, one or two abano on share for performance or African Cup of Nations. Otherwise, Obiti say Samuel to feels beba African Cup of Nations. In my Aji Gokin yet it doesn't come in, even into the first three. Into now I can say the mentality I drink pay woman say, hey, I dare no Europeans there. Na se be wiase nyina be so mu no e no mu die nyina bata ho ba de no mu ye pa ne de e omu kromofo no e South Americans by virtue of their super talent any bebresa ba Europe ntemunti omu so anya kwan awuram. But general, ask yourself, how is the Ballon d'Or voted for? National team captains and national team coaches and the toaba who yi wiase footballer Africa and Europe and the world do I think around 54 or thereabout. Into the African voters nankasa, do they value performances given by African players at AFCON? Because any ankasa ya hono yen fa ye toama yen African brothers are o my sell or AFCON enke bia ye vote ni bebre binti no enka will get close. Enti no crep pie wom and say AFCON no omo to abayi Ballon d'Or no omo nhye da nhwe omo value AFCON no kese hwe Rodri de na no na me ne andi debate Euro Championship ni modern ma boy okoji Euro best and a more the World Cup Ballon d'Or no ekoma you but senko bi beji African best or African Cup of Nations you won't get close. So the reality, the truth is that winning the AFCON and shut them contribute to big time in your chances of winning the Ballon d'Or. But you could have said that without denigrating the African Cup of Nations by saying it's not a major tournament. And me, for that statement alone, I support Obi Awoka say Jimmy Carragher has been rude, he's been disrespectful to our prestigious tournament, and I think we are not even piling sufficient pressure on him. I see a man of bigger pressure for him to withdraw that statement.
Truth. Was seminar or Kanumba presentation now.
Yes, the facts on the ground. That's supporting us seminar. Okay. The facts and say players are selling big time AFCON now. I'm make close. Into no tournament. I would do koji Ballon d'Or. It be others we become. Wow. Mo Salah original or the same Sadio Mane be the second. What had Benzema done for his national team? Into club football, European football now. When Benzema came ahead of him. So he had a point, but he could have made his point without disrespecting the African Cup of Nations by considering it a minor tone.
They were ex-footballers or African and journalists. On one casa in you Ferdinand no see the Sudan.
But general, no Ghanaian footballer has spoken.
Oh, so okay.
Oh, yeah.
They
should also make a point. And then you don't even need to be called. Okay. You get to the social media. You see, they should make.
You have a point, yes.
Sometimes, FIFA friend confirm mama be we na. Why we komure be few? Asamoah na wako 20. What give it to him? Na Stephen Apia waba. John Mensah munye. So you should also let JJ Okocha, Mikel Obi, name them. Makele say baby impen.
Samuel Seko.
Look at Samuel Seko. What could do Germany for na pejo wiem. Sami mon ka bi bin chire no.
Na se fa ko fi abo bi o mo ti kuro mo kata.
Oh, that's a issue be by so.
Issue bad. Until make us say they should be made to be heard.
Jejo Okocha, Mikel Obi has always been in the news. LHD office, no exception. But here in Crawford, you know, they are always quiet.
Jejo Okocha crowd, a small kind crowd, the many keke. Also, one, Colabena, you know, you're very Jimmy Carragher.
It is the Frobia Jimmy Carragher.
Do you have Uti Carragher? What do you say, Cobranda, ketchup?
Or Papa.
Those players were players who played with him.
You're for any boy, Anna.
You're for any boy.
I was called Blackman.
You're for them for that back. Salif Diao. I'm on a boy.
But Ghanaian legends are not talking. Where are they?
General, but Anas yes silence baby I want baby ana mentiase ne Abedi Pele. Our maestro. A 3-time African footballer
Maestro,
of the year.
Quiet and
Maestro Nkasa. Why? And that's all because I'm on for I for no say I much too. You go la fashion, a bidi fashion, no. In the goal and Nkasa no so Nkasa. You go la the Uma no about the Bagria.
You go la the Uma.
But Abedi Pele, we respect him so much.
Maestro.
To say respect the man Abedi no. Obia Huna. Oh, I don't know.
Nansenya kotokofo ko ya no ni na ni no. Maestro is massive.
Enti Abedi dindie ana obi na no kan one word. Ebe kotisija petrol ni ayino. Abedi ano aye din dodo. Maestro why?
Say Martin dia this Abedi Pele Street no go from Kakrebi na.
Na dey training no.
Maestro should speak.
Abedi, we love you so much.
You see, now even all players in the crowd come baby or
Gobi.
He lives in his own world.
Maestro. Obiena no.
Maestro didn't know.
Yes, baby, I'll be able to.
Because look at around 92 thereabout. They know here with Africa national team in Marseille. Around that time, he should have been a contender.
Within seconds, the whole world will be able to.
Look at what he did in Senegal 92, coupled with near Oberwini African Cup of Nations. You know. Around that time, he was one of the best on the in the world. And Kabia first three, and yes, disrespect to Modema Afcon there, and Kibia. Abedi Pele would have also been encroaching a case of my client.
Some say no, yes, a maestro no.
Maestro should speak.
Yes, I on for an untum kakra. This is be no because of the issues of this nature. On for an untum kakra.
Baby just hanum ni here. Yes. Aza, na say no warrant abro so. I say here.
Baby just baby na enye ya dwi ni ho bebre na fe. Wo si time ho sa. Now we sit time maybe who here ni entunka.
Kasa no munyedu. Omo odu ni nkasa.
Yes.
Yeah, Hano.
One ex-player or Kasa and so Kasa former goal striker.
Okay, so him.
But
at this level, no a light.
Yes, or a light.
Jejo Kucha no ne Mikel Obinum ni ade Kasa. I him for a very light.
Portugal no team fam.
Yes, stars no Kasa
bi. But you know be a Hano so ko anu tuma wonya respect pa anso.
No, ne bibia mu. Oh, nan same say na be the way you are no hum kakra.
No.
You start to unka bi ma e bia na. Bako ne say bibia na do no kotu.
Except ye come teaching then.
Yes. Bibia na do no kotu.
This one come teach na make
ya. Bibi say na nka do no to kakra ma ye.
Go cha say no dey na watch you.
You bunu too much.
Na njeje kasa uni hia obeka. Football na kasa no kasa football kasa.
Jeje kasa football kasa.
Kasa football kasa ntumi nka we. Serio.
Okay. Mami kwa awal Muhammad wana yeni nkomo kakra na awal yanko Zambia die na ekoso ho Andrew Kamanga. What is the latest?
Ya tenia de no.
Ya tenia de na say
ya wa disqualify amamfo menka sa. Wa share electoral committee no kutupa. Say and disqualify candidate no. Na ebinu aye reinstated.
In less than 1 minute case no issue no background kakra.
Sena omo koto aba. Yeah. Ono oye
mkoto aba yi FA.
Yes, ono ye FA president. Wa komprenu. Ana me emprenu. No. Nti obo komprensa.
Okay.
Ena oko ono post. Last week omo no be told you say omo ne ekono omo ye nipa 8 ya disqualify obia. And na ground say they disqualify binum say insufficient experience.
Okay.
Nipa kono ni experience. Ena binum so say omoanya omam be file adena ma omoyie. But one of them took the matter to the electoral committee and Omar State. So say yentimi and disqualify omo nyina de but nipa be mienu na free reason. But ibinu wasa back into the race.
So was it 4?
Yes. It is so I can nipa 5.
Omar State 4.
Nti omaba be kan ho ama omo ye 5 nti. Ne unopposed third term no enya masubium.
Okay.
Obeko afie se so tisim na okoye campaign first you know say bia obi discount dey say dey say so che
Bayam fan to ye the who say bia man phone just yeah.
That's right.
Doc with much
yeah. Once I come Zambia, omo football semina, omo mra na shame dada. So your FA president utumi come maximum 3 terms. In fact, CAF ni FIFA nyina it's allowed. But Ghana ha, if free normalization, na ye be hand over to football. Na mra ikuchiri ye ne say, we are FA president, I'll bet ma come me no pay 2 terms of 4 years. In fear ngoche, no we would. Na no na nkomo no wo mu say, say yensu ye de no, se ne CAF timi ma kwan mu ye omu de, se ne FIFA for ma kwan mu ye omu de sa. And no Zambia de me kai say some FA pro FA guys and so shall say some circulate no. Omu de no it's not like any ho and a fe no mo de ba. E she omu mre mu dada. Say we are president utumi ko 3 times. And 33rd term omu ba be kono. And anka omu disqualify all the other competitors ama the incumbent na ko unopposed ne de omatima sesama gibi atum no. Tu hwe ma sene e hodie no. Ene de no de tutum we city. As we speak, Ghana de no yenyanye. E wom se omadi hu komo e hihye wo no ma brepem e bi ombetima table. And you know that thing no say so omu de beto a omu ye mra se we FA president obetima ko 3. Nyese bi omu ko ye mra se yema ketokreku 3 term. They are doing the law say an FA president can go for the 3rd term. So the moment that one is agreed, there are some people who believe say it should take effect after Georgia Free Team say so muye at the end to even next Congress. So muji enumpo tumwa en nyina mfa ma na nasa curtain qualify. Okay. Just a subsequent ones. That one I'm here to understand or read a regulation crebe back in. But assistance the Ghana too. In second any time we 2 years na can we until say it be on the yemra assistance say yenyintum omjitum we there and bia there could be a qualification for him to contest for a 3rd time.
Okay. In that almost a date now.
In 29th March.
Okay.
Yes. Omo provincial elections. Say be regions. Omo football people and omo ya na ba be drew the main elective.
So omo bottom to the top.
Yes. Omo that is it's a RFU Mobeya and Sana about do the main one. Okay. So 29th March now. I think because we say I didn't a bar so ye disqualification no. Up to around 22nd February. Say appeals committee e wo ho. Say obetimi appeal for decision no. So enumuno and appeal no course so ama ya restate ibnu. But say you ni okasa no chikumbi the day no ye dey ne dey ba. But no dey why disqualify. Yes, one fan the yeah.
Football in Zambia.
Football, yes.
The former Teranga Lions, head coach, was the latest.
Yes, Libya for Aliou Cisse looks likely to land the Libyan job.
Okay.
Yes. Initially, no, see, or sabbatical leave. But I say, yeah, bantem dodo. After so free Senegal, Pape Chiao. Ebe take over no said you onyanya 1 year kura free Senegal national team after AFCON no but said you indication e bas initially na yes Nigeria penu before some kofa Eric Sekushel no na he told them said sabbatical leave but said you yes Libya for no aboy with them. Wow. They are making a lot of inroads. I look is set say likely say Aliou Cisse betimi alandi omo job no
Libya for discover onkoji
omuska nti omo no omuska
some pressure crowd for
idea be about figures no
dey mama me nyanti figures no idea me what idea ni dey say like nkomo omo ni di say I quiet say sabbatical leave now or no and omo person omo convince no ma would resign that decision no back into mainstream coaching. Initially say Mauritania FN so koy Mauritania if in Sukhoi, send Uncle Mosu, Omonene Kassan, Comohenim. So was a Mauritania crowd, Omono Senegal, Omoshe Boda, as a Omo neighbors. So, but and Nantimanko, but
an idea time don't take his decision
before some fire. Yes, no, so Kahun. Okay, no, so Ka, or Mamma, the listed names are Omo consider some bit me for that job, no. But he told them, say, on you're ready for that one.
My Musa a general question we a basic organ hada. Say you look for African coach, Black Stars. Say Nigeria for Muko Senegal, Muko Mali, eventually Muko for Malian coach, ebe coach Super Eagles. A basic organ ha. It means your own.
And the other
either say Yankasa in Ipa, na say Europe, and other places.
Yeah, and they say Africa coach not competent to coach you. Piso Musmani, Minu Naka, Nigeria for some of coach, a piso and cause of but you know, ye knew to Musa, ye national team, the city, young conquer for African Imra because Yadrian Bears African Bianche.
Okay.
Yeah, mindset. Yadrian Bears, Yakofa Lucy Somra. Yabeka say ye nkrofo na bia na nkofa bruni because ye problem nyina ne say ye fa bibini a bibini is easily manipulated nti ye be address ye nkofa bibini mra apart from the no otado time omo de ba second time the man obi aka say we don't need him again the decision to start Baba Rahman in the last game against Uruguay over Gideon Mensah because after the first game Gideon Mensah about second game no Obiang who said he was okay. That is not to say he was good enough to solve our leg back problem. But who didn't compare Baba Rahman in the first game there boy against Portugal now he goes like consider any Gideon Mensah back in the game against Korea now who was at least with the fast pacey attack and the weight play of Korea for at least he was able to deal with some of them. And think how the performance in the last game now Yetimisha ya qualified Baba Rahman came back. It's a new raising concerns about Gidi and the Bimu Otadu because Otadu 2 games are a boy against Nigeria did not or the Binya support of Ghana pa. Into no such Crawford, but into here would say Ghana your program pan say our
animal so about kidnap on airport.
Yes. Our animia, our madam for Makura Bikoha, where you say coaching in Nene. By ye won't say a farm of funny being quad in a bad dear. Coaching it, it is not because Africa coaches because you know in recent times all have come who go bro to the free man and say Africa for energy and pay what Ali said it pay the piece of money in African football and Ali Walid Wagragi IF for Morocco they've shown enough competence but say yo dear and that dear say
in the African countries and African coaches Ubereti a binum ahead of Otuado.
Oh, Bebre. Meroti Florent Ibengi over Otuado. Meroti Pichu Musimani.
Kasobia.
Doctor, coach Bia better say Otuado. Oh, die. Our
Meroti Jamel Belmadi.
How can you say this?
Meroti MS Fire. Meroti Amir Abdul.
I'm go to social media to see how.
No.
Every African coach is better than Otuado.
Of course.
Haba.
No, be more African national teams no muko.
Your blasters win. Your blasters win. You're the man who. No say. You're the man near Mao. You're Mao Niger. Sudan. Chad. Obia Mao ni ho.
Qualify. Opa em from Abashu Hayford.
Asemba na okay.
Ejibu ma brand.
Our no need say every other African player is better. Every African coach.
The Madagascar. The Sudan.
Allow the young man to speak his mind.
He's only wasting time. Just a sentence.
Allow him. Speak.
Yeah, some of the ballers, Madika.
Also, coach Bia Africa better than to
don't be any coach Bia. There could be coaches are like Omonyam, but for now, the coaching
as net.
Allow him, please.
Opa man, the very best of the question. Oh my, move to Adoya this
Yonko, our Yonko.
Say, Mariti Picho, Florani Bengi, Medica Ebo, MS Faye, Amir Abdul, Jamel Belmadi.
They are all better than
you.
Two North African coaches, including clubs, no coaches.
Yeah, they are better than Otado.
Hey,
Fauzi
Benzati mo masa Walid Nkuki. Enu ka de Otado on makura. Wali onu no de Ali Lal ba makotoko 2 or more level no. Nabil Kuki.
I see.
Sergio, top level no Sergio. Sergio, they are far better. They are far better than Otado.
Messages will be the man. To do the guy. I see a coffin edition of Kuku. I didn't see a move coach in the crowd. Disrespect some of them.
And you know, and that disrespect too. Say Ghana minor.
It's
you
not
bread
fair.
to certain level. And you know, say obo bread to certain level. You coach is alpha. I agree, sir, sometimes you can give a young coach opportunity to coach the national team. But say you see about the opportunity to Ghana against Niger. Na ya tika na coach sipa. E ko celebrate. Adana was kepa moto.
Sergio that
said you kotoko ni mikro mbu anim Stone FC bo match. Na kotoko atika na coach ogumo sipa akopeja akopeja kwampoku say watika. Na bi Adana was here pam coach ogum. Adana was here pam.
Okay. Let me free topic.
Akwesi wo Sudan. Omukun. Omukun. Akwesi kromo. Omukun. Enti omo be fa Ghana for coaches and fans rejects. Eno ma be for omo. Omukrom ho no mo bo ni bi ho. Ye ni omo ba omo be ba be bo ha. Ye ni omo bo bi ma so. Ni no makobo. Niger nso so omo park no mo yinye.
Ya nyantum.
Enti omo so ya nyom bi antum. Ye ni omo bo e be bo ha. Ye ni omo bo a ne yakobo no neutral grounds. Then Angola. Yen to me and qualify. You will players on Mubo Premier League week in, week out.
And so blame the players.
I'm saying that
blame players in the to
General, we are discussing General, we are discussing the manager here.
General, winning against Sudan, winning a friend
against Niger.
And it's also the bench. Most of team players,
General, your point is excellent. But your team,
yes,
you have an excellent point. But team, in common no, your coaches assembly. See, I discussing players. I will bring your dimension, but we are discussing coaches. And the coach, and the coach who oversaw this embarrassment.
Premier EPL players, he have our Liga. Yeah, the Mogu French so Monset and Niger Muntimin. Munko blame to Ado.
Semenyo Fabo and Gobon Timintakeno. Kudus for Muntimintakeno.
Semenyo Kudus.
Inaki Williams.
Thomas Pepate. Munko blame to Ado.
Etienne coach.
Your players never how much.
General, Yenny coach.
No, but players now, Omasano, Omano Moyadio,
the difference is the coach.
General, they all can in our but they said, oh, Pep Guardiola on to from center to polo. But yes, sorry, I see Ancelotti at the best. Born and Granable, Vinicius Junior born or Bonatino to Bobo.
Yeah, Timinia penalty, no Kudus and Bacha. Uso to Ado.
General.
I am for
your coach is not only
so players no come.
You players
you are bringing a different
Why do you leave the players away?
Nobody is leaving the players.
Why do you leave them out?
General,
what they are the topic of fraud.
Say fan say Ubisa say a day in a blasters and qualifier. We'll look at the various options.
Okay.
But he are discussing coaches.
Okay. We
can't
issues in there.
But
at least never leave the players out.
No, but General, one are your qualification, no. The thing I could do is drop it to 20.
All right.
You qualify and cover.
Oh, I go South Africa.
You
go South Africa.
Yeah.
We need your league in Hopa.
Oh,
we need your matches in Hopa.
Oh, omo matches here NF.
Yes.
Yeah, NF. Soweto derby. Yeah. DIB. Soweto derby.
I hope that we can even go one.
Yeah, we can one big game. Sundowns Kaizer Chiefs.
Wow.
Sundowns Kaizer Chiefs.
Big game.
Yeah, a big game. A big game. Now, how even Sundowns after disciplining Orlando Pirates 2 weeks ago, Okaida 4-1 Amoshe. So now it's the turn of Kaizer Chiefs. And the more team temu. They are now trying to even widen the gap. And say you omodi omonsa to PSL no so. Yes, Mijitum say Kaizer Chiefs. Niama and Shedan to 2 years how after bringing on coach Nasreddin Nabi said Niama best but things have not been quite well. Even the Soweto derby they lost. And for me, with Mamelodi Sundowns, but and it's a big thing about the battle of the midfield, no, and the midfielder Sam Kelos won on the part of Kaizer Chiefs, and then Tebo Mokoena on the part of Mamelodi Sundowns. So these are the two guys I'm watching the weekend. Okay. But honestly, mistaking me neck out today. Sundowns are the overwhelming favorites.
Wow.
But former Marcelo Allende Muwom. and over Rivero mo fall mo Tibo mo Queen mo. Say you the Sundowns for no they are high flying. They are flying. Now mo share any extra continental title. It's like South PSL ne the more dominate ya. Money the continental title. So that is where they want to win the competition for the first time since 2016. 9 years in years ago since they landed the continental title. Pichu we winning more 2016 now mo share Zamalek no. So you mo benya mo du anima na akoya se mo du many even municipal rulani mo kwa na mo see yenyi Moses DM free Bible ni emfa ne din hyem. Omo ankasa omo betutu ne tiu. Ni free o man say akodwo ni work. But so you for me I see the game say Ebaso no. I see Sundowns starting as favorites. That game na Ebaso against Kaizer Chiefs.
Oh, okay. Ora mi enko wie ewo Egypt.
Yeah.
Na pyramids aso mpeso mo ye bibi this
season. Yeah, some can catch us say a few way omo any ewo league no so. They want to win the title after huge investment.
Yeah.
We place omo to ediaba bringing on Ali Gaber, Ramadan Sobi, Sergio Ibrahim Adel. Ye be yi ni go square some couple of weeks ago. Obe kayo no na me catch us say Gitafi ede $150,000 loan omo be say 2.5 million an option to buy after say ye be we season no. And he was on score sheet yesterday when they won by 3-1 against Al Ittihad Alexandra. Moro Salifu, former Bichim United midfielder, and said you the team no. Ali Ibrahim Adel was on target, and of course Mustafa Fati from the sport, and then Fisting Kalala, and almost shared that 3 goals no. Luckily for them, said you almost try some bit widen the gap, no, but unfortunately Nadia Lali is also almost try some back, and that is where the battle is going to lie. But with Senior Coach Jocic, a Juma or Yema pyramid, no. So to me maintain this current form here, I fancy Pyramid FC winning the title this time around.
It's 3 points that separate you.
Yes. And
Egyptian League, second round, mono. Na bridge 4.
Yeah, say mono say the round robin. Round robin. Omo calendar no back to say the synchronization no. That's the reason why they've tried some mobile maintain no. Omo league no only way ba one much. Akwa say UEFA Champions League recent format no. Sana de na kwe. So say you Pyramids no. They are now high flying and I see possibly say they can possibly win the league this year.
We can do so if bia dekoso ewo memu dekoso biwemu Africa na fi yesan ediko ewiase afana nyina titru Europe na yehwe de ekoso enso ewo ho. Okay, yemra na eden ekoso na otwi enso emu messages kakra enso eba ma yenhwe we. If you continue to discuss this Karga issue, I begin to dislike my club legend. I'm getting raged on those ex-footballers turned pundits on some of their comments. How can you spit on Africa like that? Until now you have not apologized. Akwasi Prempe Mustafa and Eddie message we and so by Kojo Idi Asiako Ben.
Maracana.
Kojo Maracana. O message in Matiwai. You mentioned one seminar yaka. Why? Don't worry. Kojo Maracana. Dumaka Dame no Suma Duma. Okay.
Still
okay.
And
that's okay. Everybody be different
no we dey win twinka idi
and I come was no minka no dey meet maka okuku bi on
mi una dey be na my friend am see the way there
why you be there
ko now try there ginambe
Idi. The birthday for a beer, then the mood do kakra, you be sure. Come, respect. Hey, share the body.
My name is Naya, where is the Oya no?
Oya no necessary. Sir, program in every day, I know.
Nana or say Busumpim.
Yeah.
Adakoja Chehina.
Nana na work my cousin the wife Nana. Okay.
We can now say so.
Oh, okay.
So no
mini. Nana accountant no. Nana accountant no.
Nana se unima idina adwuma no.
Adwuma o ya no.
Tinadama. So
unima dey say Nana okay, all right.
Nana ose busumpim. Dakoja Chehina na no pay chiao. Piao.
Yeah, so dia bataboa ni twa na.
Ni twa na. Udi agwa sekane bebo buni. Tiki nya ne sa. Bia na mfrema dum ye budua no.
Yes. Na ye hu de be.
Ya tiesi.
Kran. Idi. John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency the President of Ghana, Bamcho Sona, Nsema Hudu Okakano Hono, and the fa agudi musemno, ye kakra, ye de eba. In the Ababiti, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and small fa boxing, home football, home athletics, and home nafi ye live on past glory, or sansemno, sanso, and now can be for administration home, or can funding home sensem infrastructure, nafi talent development. As I say, Ninano, Enkoye, Enye Papa. President Ekani na ho ensem sanso and odi two dwa can be a national sports policy and so eho kwanya ombefa so ombe renovate various stadia no President Eddie Hunsem and so two dwa and afi o say aban no bebo modern na youth centers ahodo sisi MPP aban no ehya no bebo modern na wa complete ni nyina na fe school sports or kasafa ho and a grassroots development and also President John Dramani Mahama kasafa ho yeni kantie no
critical juncture. Historically, our nation has been celebrated and has had remarkable achievements in boxing, football, and athletics. This is no longer the case. However, recent years have unveiled depressing structural deficiencies in administration, funding, infrastructure, and talent development. Immediate and comprehensive reforms are imperative to reclaim our rightful place on the global sports stage. Mr. Speaker, we will develop a comprehensive national sports policy to align with international norms. This policy will be accompanied by an exhaustive review of the Sports Act of 2016, that is Act 934, and the rigorous enforcement of the Sports Regulations 2023 LI 2477. Infrastructure development remains paramount in our strategy. The government is committed to refurbishing existing national stadia, completing youth resource centers, and constructing new sports facilities in the new regions. We'll also prioritize community recreational facilities to foster greater participation in sports at the grassroots level. Recognizing the critical role of youth development, we're implementing a significant overhaul of grassroots sports with the establishment of the School Sports Authority. This body will oversee structured inter-school competitions and talent identification initiatives essential for nurturing future sporting champions. Over 60% of Ghana's elite athletes have emerged from these school sport programs. The ministry has now been renamed the Ministry of Sports and Recreation. To acknowledge the significance of recreation, we will launch a National Recreation Day. This will be a monthly initiative centered on community engagement alongside an annual National Recreation Festival. These initiatives will encourage keep fit activities and promote active lifestyles. It will promote traditional games and strengthen community bonds. Next month, the senior national team, the Black Stars, which is now a pale shadow of its former glory, will play 2 World Cup qualifying matches. I've instructed my office and the Minister for Sports and Recreation to hold the Ghana Football Association accountable to the people of Ghana as we prepare for these games, especially regarding the budget of the FA. There will be no secrecy in how much the government spends on the national teams. The budgets presented by the FA and other sports associations must be known by the public After all, it is the taxpayers' funds that are used to fund these activities. The reduction in government expenditure and waste reduction applies to all sectors of the economy, including the Ministry of Sports and Recreation.
President John Dramani Mahama and somebody to Igano. Meaning World Cup qualifiers, budgets near the end. Mpeso science to be one. But that's a hono. Yeah. Moment sign tribune. And some President John Dramani Mahama or the two Jaffa World Cup budgets.
The senior national team, the Black Stars, which is now a pale shadow of its former glory, will play 2 World Cup qualifying matches. I've instructed my office and the Minister for Sports and Recreation to hold the Ghana Football Association accountable to the people of Ghana as we prepare for these games, especially regarding the budget of the FA. There will be no secrecy in how much the government spends on the national teams. The budgets presented by the FA and other sports associations must be known by the public. After all, it is the taxpayers' funds that are used to fund these activities. The reduction in government expenditure and waste reduction applies to all sectors of the economy, including the Ministry of Sports and Recreation. Next month,
Okay. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, and this answer me to Edra. Now, Ghana Football Association at the release Ababonte, nature say, Domoso Ekafa Asama, President Ekae, was so nano. Omo essay, the Ghana Football Association GFA wishes to express its gratitude to the President John Dramani Mahama for his passion for the Black Stars and Ghana football, a passion shared by millions of Ghanaians. We acknowledge the President's observation during his presentation of the State of the Nation address that the Black Stars' failure to qualify for the AFCON is not reflective of the country's football talent. Indeed, it is some comfort that Ghana sits at joint top of our World Cup qualifying group at the moment. It is for this reason that the Executive Council has taken some steps to strengthen the management and technical team of the Black Stars. We expect these interventions to reflect in our upcoming World Cup qualifiers in the month of March and also further on in the year. We also endorse His Excellency's call for transparency in relation to the budgeting and expenditure related to the Black Stars and, by extension, all national teams. Indeed, as part of our commitment to transparency, the GFA has always provided the ministry responsible for sports with a first draft budget for the national teams. Beyond this, everything to do with the budgeting and expenditure related to the Black Stars sits with the ministry. For emphasis, payments made in relation to the Black Stars are exclusively handled by the ministry. We support the President's call for the ministry to deal transparently with the public regarding these matters, and will willingly support the Ministry of Sports and Recreation to achieve this goal. We are energized by the President's passion and look forward to working with the Ministry of Sports and Recreation to actualize the dreams and aspirations of all Ghanaians. Ghana Football Association, omo release, the Aba Abontin, and no. Dr. Obono, Tofa Kakrebia Mayana. Na fe madame ho aba ye ba me hu so commander Griffiths nso unity clean shave serious
Ghana Football Association for na ka say na omobo omampanyin ase se owo adwempa ene ahokenapa efa eye Black Stars no no kre hwe kwan efa so ye boy ne akansi ayesi a ogidi se oman footballers ye wono enye yeso ne ye bra na ye bono nti omo nso so eta omampanyi achi se wawe abo agusu se obema se akuntabuo ene bibia fa Black Star no abededwa na wiase ni panyina ehu omudo mu gidie sa ade mu da ho fan no eno no mu gie fefe omu ta akiri no mpese wiase ni Ghana fo nyina te ase se eba budget ni akuntabuo ni ade a omo no omo twotwo the Ministry for Youth and Sports na de omo nso de bekeka ho no no omo akogye de aba nempo ekuduru anyo omo na omo twotwa ne ma ne ka nti de aban no mampanyi kan de omo Ghana Black Star GF for no ombeta akiri no ma hwese bibia beko yigino a em set of abon ne kakra
yenkomra na bem kakra na adakoja achihine na osebu sompem the said na the short message we abrem CCA.
Oh, okay.
So can I say mo ha me can say jai because say jai
oh me chiana na
all right okay, Nana say Joe, I've heard what you and doctor are saying. Thank you very much. You will hear from me.
Nana we dey ni papa mo.
Ni papa.
Friday
okay. Say yankara papa biasa.
Oh, debut.
Okay.
Ne ba no.
All right.
One office one asem ne eka. Ni ebisa se na nim se ne ne ba ne peni.
Yeah.
Say de be ya akesifo ne ba office wa.
Original copy no man ye ni you.
Oh, di no no.
No kind no.
Okay. So na from here there. So do say we meet me family. It need to twist me say. It is a work
the body here na wa hwa
ekoso.
And you won say
na hwa money body.
Yes I do.
So the
okay. Ana
dia mataboa.
Ni checha na.
Na
ke ozam ko what. The FSA. Pia nana ya chia ba bia wo bia na da kuja chine. Okay. Albert Sian Ajiman ena ekasa ema Gingivitis Dental Clinic. Alberto ewo ifia. Na design
Sergio mpacho me ho ye na so e.
Nankopon adom ni madaroma na bibia e kama sisi mitimi dem bibia. Gingivitis masa odu oma na odi asem.
Oh yes.
Yanko hoy na fi yanti na odi bre.
All right. Ye de Nyankopon se Sergio anope me chia wo. Gingivitis Dental Clinic ye chia ahwefo nyina ene atiefo nyina because Sergio Ghana for ajiwatum pa. Oh yes, Ghana for ajiwatum. Ama ye no kra no se ye de ho bo wi am say in fact idino akwachi.
That's it.
Enti de ye kan say monkoso na montie na mon follow Gingivitis Dental Clinic ye Kumase Bantama Abepo Junction.
Okay.
Am say enano no na make toothache. Se kaka bia nipa no ote se ebia atmosphere no mu ayedin o hyedem sabre na dan no mu no ayedin no sabre no ote ne se no se atwene wim ana se anadwo a onipa nyina akoda no sabre no pa na wo esen problem ay kaka uti pain ne pa na in fact ade a ha adwene yie sanse na otwi mu course a e buy almost 60% of course no na a center on toothache. Enti na otwi no de pese ye catch omanfo ne say e problem a in fact ne ko edin nanso estatia e che ansa na abedru empempenso a edru no. Enti se unnim ekwan a efa su kodru saa eno bi na me kire wo no. Enipa bi a wo de aduane efa wo yafunu mu ekọ wo no mu de eye den a debris ne bi ebeka wo so na ye wo bacteria ono de se wonum ho no anye isotonic nko ade a ene this bacteria no obeba abebo na dwa ewo ho enti wafa debris na wie no no release lactic acid enti lactic acid no ena odigu osene so enti ubon se oseno dot bi astart na eba osene so eba na sa no a ewo se immediately ukohu dentist sometimes eya na eba na sa na nipa no feel say ewo se oma brushing ni chese aggression or brush it with aggression. It will so the toothbrush no na or the twin is in den. And also so would the chew send den edin sun so be break cra as our brew no more. Sanse enye ho na solution no ewo. Sanse brush no cra the more na would the echu sin na etwitwa ogam no. It me twa osena se nti cases are last week some of them a family so
obi won mo say ne se no e ko tua ne gam ni mu no na ase ni nyina twitwa na ase aye fia che say ebu kura free ho ani enti se brush na brush ni bi ekofa ho a na ne se no efemfem no e ba ne sa no a ontumi enya hwe eya yie hwehwe judgment dental clinic e kira kwan na yemfa for procedure mu san yemo ni nyina ye beja na examination and consultation na aya de bia metena ha meka no enya se dise wo ese problem nko ansa ene wako hu dentist e wo se every year bia no utumi ko hu dentist twice na ye examine wo se no ye educate you ye kira wo kwan a wo befa so a wo benya measures bia ebetumi enhance oral hygiene no ama wonu mapomuden afa ne ntoma pefra enti ensi ansana wo de aba clinic na sa pin no any cost ne ka wo bebo no nyina no unya mo. So we are encouraging and a Saturday e mofra no anko school parents no betumi de mofra na ba because mofra no omo de ade e hye omo ho che se cavity kraka akwala ontumi express ne ho yemfa ne se abofra enya xerostomia che se abofra no num aye dry eto panimu eto abofra na nenum aye dry a ono na dwene mu no ebi a ofil se insukom ene de no but ubo se ne tongue no there's a gland saliva gland e won ne tongue na se a eno na e produce saliva no entasuo no eno no nyankopon nim diem no e flashe debris na e wo wonum no 2 esa ebo ose ne ho ban ma e flashe bacteria no enti ono de onim se enye underlying condition bia enti ono de no edu ho a na wakwa no munsuo e wo se yetumi e treat no na xerostomia no ejai se wo ye panimu na xerostomia e wo so a ni sunso aso ba ko no se tambia no bo se enumuka pampan e wo wonum enti u hwe me u tie me fantasio kakra e ka won sachi ne hwi ahwe emframa na wote no sa sentene na wo kasa nipa ho a ote in fact enya homeka egu nipa ani mu ase se sent e wo wonum a wo ka asem kra eye nyansa asem kra ne wo ka kire no kra no onhyeda emfa enti eba ne sa no a wo be wo se xerostomia nti no na ma pampan ankasa aba wonum apart from that no so no enam se etimi flash bacteria nti no bacteria no oma deposit e wo wonum osenentem ho etitem bia se ho no anye isotonica na omo eye adwuma e wo ho etubo se wa attack wo se no enkakra obi okra bo se entokro aba bededa wo se mu de enti a wonti pain no because enamel no edin enti bibitu enamel na onti but enuane na ekohihye esinimu no entokro na bededa mu no ebra ewo enamel stage no aduane no pro because ekwa ema entokro na akohyihyem etitam bia won se pampan ewo wonum se wo sate bia no mu a numbers na e display on screen so no bomodia me sorry a frame na yentwetwe nkomo yebema direction e dia ba clinic yebema ni nyina agyae ana face so no entokro no se eba ne sa no a enam se ewo enamel onimu no ye wo different types of filling a ye betumi aye de bia meka oba judgment dental clinic ye composite filling ye amalgam filling ye GI filling ye sophisticated ceramic filling ye gold filling ni nyina ye say ye de restore oseno na ma oseno etumi afa na ho odin e de fra say tokro no ewo enamel ni mu a ewo say ye composite filling ana amalgam filling e de restore na ye si anokwan enti emma ntokro no san spreading ko the next stage no kofa a half of fro and some farmer. Oh, shame, oh, by one won't say in tokro about bedem. Say pampan about one and I'm say unti pain into one relax and I would tell. You will kumase bantama abepo junction, total filling station at Chiho. And next Saturday, ube to me abba. Ubantama na ya show tem no nya kwan na woko. Enti say utina hona esa ko the next stage ni mo. The next stage ni de na eko udenti ni mo. But odi mama fa dentin asem nsi na me fa pop no because of course na last week a buy no about 60% na complaints or mo complaining e o tit ache no e ba na sa na untimi enchi untimi nwesa ade because odi ade no o wesa ade no na as eye wo ya se obi se me fa aduane no nko me side say me dodo mu no ma shift e de aba the other side and so eye den a esini mi no esese ekasi so na e break it down aduane no for digestion. And nti se eba ne sana still an pain no ewo ho e na face so no ubehu se ama eho no ahonhono etumi ma ugam ne mu ehonhono because problem aba pop ne mu e na face so uti pain se uti pain ewo osimu a next year say baby edro no aya anu ayeden but enam say ye nipa no say ye ti pain wo yesima inse say be kwa ko doctor no ana ebe kwa ko dentist no na yakoto painkiller na yanom ukonom painkiller na painkiller no enye pain edro e manage pain na utene keke ebedru mrebi no afi wonum painkiller no kra no a unti hwi biem na edaso ewo ho eye severe dental problem aba wosimu ensasa wose no eti pain se wose pain dia na che se wo pop no problem abem babia edro no se wo ama clinic ama ya mfa procedure mu a de ebetumi esini se ebetumi ama wo tissue no mu apro ebetumi ama ɛhɔ no soft tissue no apex one no start say a pro na afei spread na spread ɛna wo nerves na ɛyɛ te sɛ enipa wires a ɛne nam onipa dua no ɛne hu ne sɛ entini no enti ɛno no ɛso asondeɛ no ani ɛne ɛsendeɛ no ɛbɛnbɛn ho obi wɔ hɔ a n'ani na ɛyɛ ne ya but problem no firi ne se obi na so ɛna ɛyɛ ne ya but problem no efiri ne se san sɛ wires no ana nerves no ɛbɛnbɛn ho sɛ de mɛka no in a layman understand terms a wobɛte deɛ mɛkyerɛ no ase no enti sɛ bibi to pop na ɛmfa ntena hɔ the moment a wobɛte pain no obi okra no a ɔte pain na ɛwɔ hɔ a wɔse pain no agyae na wa relax o relax a deɛ ɛde problem no kra ɛba kɛse ne sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ nka wote pain no dan sɛ unti pain because pain no na ɛbɔ nka yɛ o pop no ɛkasa kyerɛ wo ɔne wo nipadua ne ɛdi nkɔmmɔ ɔse problem aba me mu nti immediately no fami ko hu dentist ana gingimed dental clinic but enam say wo soso wo ye asodin nti na otewo afei de beba ne say etimi ma cancer etimi ba osini mu because ebema ehɔ no nyina aspread infection no na afei afa wo nerves no no tissues no etimi tisi o jawbone mu na afei de ɔsɛ ye ne say ɔsɛ ye koye a serious operation wabra saa ka ne nyina nanka ɛyɛ avoidable hwehwɛ gingimed dental clinic akira kwan bibia ɛfa ɛsi hu bia no ɛno ɛna ɛyɛ ɛnɛ Saturday wetumi aba sɛ mete mo nka o Kessben television so Kessben FM so ɛdeɛ na mo bɛyɛ etumi de aboa mese no because de bia meka sɛ akwase broni a ɔde police ɛba Ghana no policing system na ɔde ba Ghana no sɛ ɔno advance kɔ proactive policing ɛna yɛde yɛda so ɛte ho ansa na problem no ebesi no crime prevention enti ukɔ abrochira you see every 2-3 minutes bia no there are some cities bi or police ebefa ho enti entena ho ma bibi ento esena ansana wabehu o dentist oba judgment dental clinic ye behwem e dia ma o kama because at every stage bia problem meto eseno eno ewo ehun sunsuanso e na ehun ka no soso eye kese pa afedi etoso ne se ne eseno aye bibi basa nanso enidaso ewo ho bra judgment dental clinic eseno etu eseno apai eseno ahye awewe eso abu efemfemo eye oden hwehwe ye kira kwan ye Kumasi Bantama Abepo Junction Accra your branches too your Nungwa main lorry station wa your Domeko Abenya Atomic Down roundabout hoso your ho Techiman your magazine oko Koforidua your Banchiase oko Takrade your Tadisco down Aflawo yani Eco Bank and the same building Kumasi eye Bantama Abepo Junction Tamale eye Tushigu from your 055 913 9582 055 913 9582 and 0549 906 588 0549 906 588 from Cecilia na yentwetwen komo eda masepa
yenso beda sepa gentleman dental clinic Albert Sian Ajimane kasamafo ede ema clinic kan ho na esin ohoi yemfa India grokra Alberto ye dase okoso a director echiano papa ye beba ho na fe commander ya ko gentleman no omonre na bibia ema ho enye kama pa all right match kese bi beba so ewo Kunadu Yadom Park Asante New Town nyame yadom ochina 8:30 pepepe na eba so echina ye kwasiada samachi mpamcho okay aye kenke block super cup ehunsem na mekai na mehu two teams no ewa ha quickly mehu coach Mr Popular ɛde ɛma Popular FC Free wɔ hɔ Christopher wɔ hɔ Michael ɛka ho de ne Ernest afei Despite Kedua Kwaku Usu sorry Kwame Usu Razak Kalusha ze Kwabena ɛna Choco ɔmo ɛna feature ɛde ama Popular FC maminko ɛyɛ Dance FC Dance Photos SFC Dance FC na yɛnhwɛ ɔmo so feature ma ɔmo coach ɛne Capito Alaji of America ba na bibia ewu babia ewu etai frɛ no Kinky Block minim dasa Alaji friend Kinky Block Alaji akwa ba ma nche nka ansa na wakɔ afei Rashid ɛwɔ hɔ Wahab wɔ hɔ yewu abusuafo no Alaji ɛwɔ hɔ Rashid wɔ hɔ Wahab wɔ hɔ Shangu Aka Atoko Amena Yao Kwame Ablade Nuruddin also ka ho Obolo Jackie eka ho na fe Junior and so eka busuafo no neke am so akoye busua team Dance Photos for no akoye abusua team na omo bench no na eye antimony aka Sister Nana oho Amarukia oho afi eno ya sebo omo ana ekwakobo ball no all right nyame adma ochina na sa game no ebe baso bibia sesa omo a enso ye de bebrem in the course of the show yeah twaso ye din kan aka John President John Dramani Mahama nsemo de kotu dwa fa sports no eho asamba kubiom a enso ye betwetwe ho enkomo eye Wallace Professor Wallace and some prof ediko tuja ewa Asempa FM na sansemi na akofa nsempi ede aba ama Kumasi Asante Kotoko ede release and so abade afa ho ye sansemi enu tuja na ya twetwe ho nkomo kakra na fei ye the other local stories no emrebe mu a ina de aka ho nsembe na Professor Wallace ede atuja Kotokofo enyo mo de kra yenti Wallace
super
na in doing this and I'm a couple case nim kakra where a bit of investigations and say from grapevine sources any a deeper source
yeah
and I'm this anko ke sit me say but me dance bia de ma e was anko mo
okay
nti baby a say me jadin ya de meja
okay
na ya bo voices bi so amama for e dia confirm ensem na me be ka
okay
na nienti o say okroma edin obi anka police first na so bi amafo ni abre park ka pole
no cre
nkofo a omohwe agudie no so okroma no omne Mr Ignatius Bafo no me hwehwe mu no do asuko kwa kire for the investigations amaye ne chese omatwetwe nkomo akwa kire
okay
na nkomo no twetwe nim no one of the major points omo raise ne say ma eye papa no engu team no se na eba se aso
na nko pese otwe no kra free league ni mu
yeah se David mo engu team no
okay
mo engu team no ko na kasa se mo engu team no kita team no sa na park no so enso atre for park no
na amo akromansa agoprama no
ona
kromansa stadium
si park no so mo believe say park no is safe if you say park no very very safe.
Wow.
And they will say ye club license ye almost share the akobe fufro.
Yes.
Park me safe. That's assurance for my investigation, you know. I just say yama in so telephone.
Okay.
So park me safe.
Okay.
But you bet me I redirectium to bibiani. No makobo mo matches no.
Oh, okay.
Na bibiani be omo nchembo 2-3 matches bi ope. Na omo bo sa 2-3 matches ni wie. Na say case na ka substantive case na ka say dey wi a we lawyer we be a friend substantive friend say subjective your objective test
objective
test and your subjective test
right
objective test no say be friend ko fo fi abonten say wo hwe maximum anima and I say wohwe in here Benghazi anima bomuna na so munai Benghazi so munai ba ebe fra ofia montena wabehwe ebi ani aba Benghazi anim na nkasa so
yes
na hwese de na mra no se so ye wanim se ade na asechire so I say eno na subjective test ye kan se na nkasa
ba ko ye public knowledge
yes ba
ko so ye de mra na e ba beka
knowledge na any friend objective test ko right thinking men in society o dey say na mo so wadwe chine city e o se na sem dey say ko
okay
intini aba ne say they will redirect the team no e dey akobibi ni no makobo matches no ba e ba sem na nkasa so well ye be subjective test no ne ba sem na nkasa so na no kuro ya mebeda na di no e da di pefe mu bi ehu a ya me adoma wa hwe be sa de o makobo back to so atre o makobo matches
wow
inti on ko bibi ni a kasa sports night ye kan
etio prof
na kila no omo hwe nim se nyame adoma e be chekela no nti my interrogations I would be brave. Okay. Do nkofo num ahwese na nema esi ekoso.
That's right.
Na sisi no ne omo aba ne se killer no se na omo ka se fe ne brema no. Apani di din aba.
Okay.
Na ama omo de asonhye enam so makura konum fense
okra no fu.
Okra konum okra no fu ni.
Yes.
Omo de sa asonhye ni bi eto abusuafo ne so. Killer na busuafo so
Brahma na busuafo
be bia owo bia no omo de ase
omo fishing out
killer na ide ababonte omo fishing out in tempa so omo na yetimi yini pi so ase o ni dwumadi a odi emeba me video nim intini aba no se omo fishing out nti omo de asonhye eto eye abusuafo no so
okay
nti ya chichi nkofo bi oni adade a wo sa case ho na Enzotamafo nkanyame adoma om supporters na ochina Friday omo hwese nkombe press conference ba press conference na ma tese nhwehwe bunu esa kwa chenche se na nanom ehwe nim se ebia om be kan sem kakra bi nti om pese om ne sampinfo na om the supporters group ni shi answer so ochina sen chroshfo ishi bunu
ometu asheda
om the sen chroshfo ishi bunu etian sabaleta
okay
na CID woman no minim betia bo CID woman voice na CID woman unso be kan sen bi efa ho
DCOP Lydia Donkwa
very good e be kan nko obebo nko hakra fa ho e ma obe kan se ase pole no wo stadium
outside the stadium
e me nyina be twa bo no e na mesre de e twa pakese pa mama me so te se ye gina no awo ho a wo de se na ye nim
okay
intini cancer intini ne voice answer.
This unfortunate incident didn't happen inside the stadium. It happened outside, and he was picked after he had been stopped. He was picked by a driver, this vehicle they call a boboya or something, a tricycle, yes, and then the tricycle dropped him at that section of the stadium. I believe that he did that because he knew that the ambulance was at that site. So, and I have to say this because there's all kinds of comments about people are saying how did the police allow someone to come into the stadium with a knife. And let me mention that the police have a strict search regime. At least that is something that I speak with my various commanders, and we insist and we do it. It's a strict search regime when you're coming into the stadium.
Enti wene mamena nkomo na oboye
no correct
efasel ne masi course no metimi aka on authority and based on the investigations and the research that I have done that I cannot give so much evidence but use this woman's own offense west no as an evidence say mamena sem no kan enokretu do
okay
what I say and this is the best way mamena betia saka no ebia me be cheche makwa chiri no ebia na manfo antiasi ya na say am farmasem na super because who na bam and this is the best the woman could have explained the issue na ye be ke bi chere ma me ka say we asem ni near there but medical arenda unqualified apology
di amano
say ye ti asem no na yen sentrofo ya nya hwehwema nkwa chire bebiri sa ye sa asem ye den e ba beto abontin tie ni abani
Sempa FM
ti ma me na asem no no kwani ti ma me na asem ye no kwani say me hwehwemu no e chese police second time o konsuatre akohwe match no
we dey tosu menu a pole e konsuatre
yes the second time o konsuatre akohwe match no
okay
na ye nuane ma unse ye o mamu agro die bi o hono ye nu ma o di mamu agro minim Vincent mosquito say o Vincent minim say what area as a we for what get to as a get to football so some ma metie banch na woni ho a na ye wini a we for no we wini ba ko bo bon fufu na mama me omo just say obi do area bi omo connect so quick what I say omo we omo connect on this year no hu say ne yonku video a na enwem ni chese enua no mamu agrodie bebre no ntino odu onso atrama no o namfofo ko bi ho no
oh okay
na sa namfofo no omko she geto ana omudidi omunkomo
yes
enti nkomodidi e wo geto no ana echiye baaye na chiye ene baa e wo geto a enye nhwemu no esan do esuko kirem se enye football ho chiye emfa kotoko ne nsu atre game no ho kura ba bia eyo mama chiye e ba so ase wo ha ya na echiya ba
yes
ana echiye nim no abufu baaye ana abrante fense brema no e de se kan no e wo poli
wow
allegedly say na me can no so because I'm so court
no clear
but in central juma no say ma
hwehwemu a waye
you try BBSC baby am fa yi na me ka we
no clear
they say me say bukoto no so nimtia ko madama na me say mbu bia nimtia wo but be say am 40 ase nti be hwa they say case na say nipa bi mo impemfo bi anya no kra nti na mu nkasa kase
o mai di
o case no
obia kana no atum
tie ka justice for poli no na me adoma court na be determine justice for poli no but I say no nhwe mu a akwa akire no me fa allegedly nka on say enti na me de san komo ye ba na
Asempa FM
ye wo no sekan no
prof meet you
e wo get wo no ana taxi driver bi obi otwi pragia
yes
ana fa no
okay
into fa no ana odene ba timi nkire se tama mpemfo no ka so maja ne kwa stadium no sa ta no ja hodi ko stadium e de ko get wo dia
get wo no
tenye chinye wo stadium ho bitama mintimi nkire ne me investigations na establish no
right
ba ye won sekan ana pragia guy no so eka air boys na omo sa
get ho no
mbese me ka get oh
ba bia na mrantie no omo di achinye no
ba bia mrantie ni di achinye na e stadium ho e omo anije bia boys ha antina me temu no se get to se be bia bitia sa
boys omo hood ho no
boys no
omo hood no
ase omo ba bia ase omo hia bia bi
omo gudi bia no
boys hia bia bi bi
yes
boys who do so atre wa now your boys pa we typical fireman na we say who nti ho ana pragia driver no efa poli eno de ne o yeso de ne ko hospital bo na ko hospital nti omo kono betwa mu stadium ho
yes
me wiem ne chese omo twa mu stadium no ana poli na kasa ehun se ambulance esi ho ano si oni sadia o fa ne ema ambulance no na ono mo hwe no nti se police ni e ma me ne be ka se boy no wa hu stadium ha pragia na de beto ha nhwem na me church sa no nti on de ne hospital no pragia guy ne hospital no but I say fa videos so nhwem ani ma sa fa mani edwuma pa na ma ye ne sa no ti fa videos so o de ne ko no ana hu se ambulance ni stadium no so ni ambulance no omo nko na ambulance for betin idea
betin akọ aso ayasa bia
omo betin ahwe
no kra manifest aid bi
nti enu na nam so ma eye ambulance no ebeja no to stadium nanim
yes
oja ne to stadium nanim sense obi o tumo janti no o twahwe putupuru mo na tena na yehu video na owo ne nan no nti ni e bae no e wo ho
okay profit you
na pragia guy no metimi aka based on my investigations e fani sunsun ni di e de sunsun
wow
pragia guy no ono de ne bae
okay
nti pragia guy no so te se asem na kwa ma akodu police station me acheche nkofo bi ne eche nkofo mu nti I am nti ono nkasa based on my investigations na nti pim e ko pie mu police station nti ono nkasa ko report ne ho ana ko na it story na nkasa e kire ya obeda because pese be say na pragia guy ko mo mention pragia e wo conversation him nti ono a edikan ko ho ana kokko bo amane nti obo amane no na mane no ene nam so ba nei penya enso atreman football club ya ne de ne eja na English shows before wa nti ne eja na nam honom to based on investigation so far no e chese papa no ne ho mo asem nim
sadia na ebinum adwene no
ebimu esusu no mo asem nim sa oni nsa wo eye
abrantie no ni kofi kwan wu no
nti na ya grant ne bela ono na mo nti wo se papa ne nam ho a na se eyi amafo ka so papa no kwa nkedu kwa se echi no dem anya ni position ni bibia but based on police for no mebo mo ba so because me nhwem ni chese omo ye adwuma pa
akom ni nkiri mu prof
me nhwem ni chese omo ye adwuma pa the secret behind the Rubicon and I'm very feeling difficult. What I say, there are certain things I cannot say. Me kind of playing, but me cheche mun kakran ka se be amanfo beti ansate ase.
You prof.
Nti eno na ama enieja papa na ona monti sunsun who is the Pragia driver. He was part of the boys na was abia na no moji omani ho.
Agudi bia ho no.
Yes. He was part of them nti ono so kasa na anti police station ho e ko kan story.
Ko boni crew.
Na nkofo na ya chi oma omo police custody ne nkofo a omo ye sunsun no so omo nkofo ni bia. Eni ti na omo de enim se omo nim eye akwa ne ti na omo de omo ka ban kukum no. Na nukwenya menim se mote se akwa no so stories ni bi ba ne ka se akwa no onfi eye instructor ofibrekum ono ankasa ka se ofibrekum ana oba ya enti ne amampemfo bi ehun se omaye breku omaye instructor fo no bone se omususu se as instructor fo no na ase
omdi abrante na yawo
etutu asem ebom ana omudi sa enti ne nipa bi na omunim nukuri a mekan e okukwam no omanu omo
okay
because abrante no emfi instructor ho omususu se ofibrekum ana
sa brahma no
based on the investigation ofibrekum ono bedi ono so behwe e fence obakru mo sa bi
profit you
nti the accurate investigations and the report no nti omachi boys no ewo omudwumedi a omu edi mu me no ka say kotoko pemfo bi so hu sa asem yi nti se obekan a na nsentem kotoko lawyer anase kasamafo no safuduku enso be kan se omni nso telefone ni problem because of the na eba abonten no enti afes won se kotoko se nyame adoma on bebo eye match na after so masie pole awie omo ye se omo tietua omo ye se
omo so
omo twemo figana premier league nke je se asem ba no kwen be da di omu se enti omo se omni nso telefone any problem
anyhow bia okay
omo hu se and nyame adom na se sa nso atre supporters no so mo ba pole awie ni bia wan hwa ko supporters na omu ni mom no omo ha adwen omo be je omo fel so
okay
because of no krena afi
ababe dedi no
yemo eye efense safuduku voice ne kakra
okay ya be si ha na fi ya toaso later bansem we eba ya no Kumasi Asante Kotoko antra ho kra omo e de release bi aba a nsaka bi na no pay na Samuel Safuduku Esquire lawyer Safuduku enanensa Shasem ono ne communication director ma Kumasi Asante Kotoko quickly yenhwe ne releaser ode aba ama Kumasi Asante Kotoko efa Wallace nsemi eho also Kumasi Asante Kotoko Sporting Club has taken notice of a disgraceful video circulating on social media in which Professor E.K. Wallace of Asempa FM is spewing blatant lies, malicious distortions, and reckless fabrications regarding the brutal and senseless murder of our devoted supporter, Francis Yao Frimpong Pole. The audacity with which he seeks to twist facts, shield perpetrators, and insult the memory of the deceased is shameful and reprehensible. At a time when the Ghana Police Service is rigorously pursuing justice, no responsible journalist should attempt to mislead the public with such falsehood. What Professor E.K. Wallace has done is an act of irresponsible journalism. It is dangerous, unethical, and a direct affront to the fight against hooliganism in our game by recklessly throwing baseless accusations into public space. He's not only interfering with police investigations, but also emboldening the criminals responsible for this heinous act. This is not journalism. It is reckless propaganda designed to serve an agendum at the expense of truth and justice. Asante Kotoko SC refuses to stand by while this level of dishonesty is allowed to fester. For his statements of dishonesty and absurdity, the club is hereby demanding from him to furnish the investigator in the case before the court within 48 hours. The report of his alleged research he claims to have conducted into the matter. We are certain that he will accede to this legitimate demand failing which the club will be compelled to activate all our legal rights. We would like to state categorically that his irresponsible comments have been reported to the Inspector General of Police and that we are fully committed to demanding justice for Francis Yaopole, Francis Yafrimpong, Nana Pole, and to ensuring that violence and hooliganism have no place in Ghanaian football. We will not allow reckless individuals to impede the cause of justice. Signed, Samuel Safu Duku Esquire. Doc, we will born to a baby.
Hey!
Obe papa.
Kotokwachro.
Aye. This is a lawyer Nibin Sano papa.
Papa. You know,
Ntofa
bonyina ni sa Sante Kotokofo na kasa yi. Omuni na ma no munko hu se video bi a chese omu hu se enim guasesem kra ni kwanse nkepia bonten. Eni nam ntentan no so. Na sa video no kasa fa ekwan a omu supporter omu ni ne ho agro na Napoli efa so efrim. Na mugidi se nsem na aye opanyin a okasa o video mu yene ye nua a o ye adwuma wa sempa ni din ni professor EK okay professor in quote na chese o hwe kotokode ne dia omu di quotation marks aton chese onye professor ampa nemum o de professor onye sensus ye obi ye professor ne obi de professor nso yem to omu di quotation marks aton say we know o de professor EK Wallace. Now the Asante Kotoko can say, dear you mahu drine om one say, Sabre a posifonia bre or muda muna no mu ye be beer say. One hour would this anyam brassemin, or bet you won't na or do a famra quine so. Name po basabasayo, I would do a coso, get me to a seno. O man susuda, send the penny beer, or treasure or yens and trejuma. A bit to my cat answer me, na do no, and yens and trejuma. Debbie. It's a reckless propaganda. She say, Nipana ena wash se bibi no ashe ne kutupon. Ana owo trim pobi ena opeso otum futuru egu obi ani. Na kumase Asante Kotoko ho enwen hahan emma saa nsemhunu wei enkoso. Omo Asante Kotoko no de omo hwe animu ne say sa eye ensem na ekoso no opanyin no so aye nhwehwemu no wa dansidie efa ensem na odi tu dwa no a na daroma aposifo abayatu omuka ehwe anim se omu de eye dwumadie no nukure ombeba nti omfa investigation nyina enkoma aposifo na omu ye nhwehwemu no omu ma no donhwere maako aduana ngotwe omfa sansam na nkwa a ene omu kumase Asante Kotoko no emra kwan bia Ghana man ema omu kwan so omu de se nipa bi te se Professor Wallace faso no omu de ne be faso edi nkan no police panyin IGP omu de kan abonamane afa eye ensem a Professor Wallace edi atudwa no nti omu hwe animu se ankrankra bi ene nipa bi te se eye Professor Wallace mo no omumpre emomu emfa kwansidie ensi peperio enim. They will not allow any reckless individual to impede the cause of justice. Osi hachiamo eyowura Samuel Safu Duku mrenimni kesiye de ma Asante Kotoko ye kasama forma Asante Kotoko ena ejira Kotoko ane mabru
why there I'm not more true tree Bible no how come consult wabwa. All right. Luckily Yensaka lawyer Safuduku wabe studio ha enti obeboaye mansemi a omo etro yi ene enranso anadwu nyina no na ese owo NSA ya Ashanti ye meeting the day ne eno so ni nyina no de kakra ebe kan ho na de course bia enso aboya mane na Commander Griffiths wa ha India na nsem na be mienu His Excellency John Dramani Mahama State of the Nation address or they got to Parliament and him to the first pause of hono ya boni na and Ghana Football Association response no so no ya kenkan ni na and so ewa ha but me sha said a free Wallace any commercials and the issue in summer kotoko and so they about abontain. You see penny Edwari we as in Suasa. It mean ma lawyer in your in Sasa.
Yes, the Nazi
as our commander the Nazi food the BP. My commander Griffiths aba na and some on supposed to the 2 January in any no as antico. Is it communication team no? I don't want to say what about
this year in the communication team
okay
apart from
okay.
But you form education team beyond
yes in Commander Griffiths or the Tintimay
operations
yes
also operations security seminars
also no understand sir Commander me mra ho na fe me wi o safoduku and so lawyer yes okay
so Junka and never buy education on the my yananka maybe come was enhance safety security and protocols but while as the na say I can say lawyer ban there Mana sebi ese kam yi sebi ni for na be papa sia de na be tena odwuma no ya papa so obi abobra nya ni sika no afa obi no de na ba be tena no se o mra megu nanim ase keke to wa we de wiase de bi ni se ka wiase wuti pa na ka hu ni ansa ho was obi ani ti pa bi anyansa ho ni tirim bia no okwa wo yi ni ti so won hyeche wala ase mi hu ze ni ti apart se mi de ze mi hu se wa yi ni tirim da nyansa nim because o be tena se we kasa anse mu ya ka obi awu na o be tena se o ti wa ko school be tena se kasa anse mu ya o be se o kire sei obi awu ya wona se kan se oko mi pole mi hu pole be 2 years na mi hu pole num nsada ana se bibi e friend say e smoke onu bi da na timi kire se okọ gato e na wakọ honum na wakọ ye namfo na okọ akọ num wi ni na asefo na o wala so uche obi honum wi obi awu tie mu nipa kra ye ntimi pa respect ma dead body nipa na wu no o meka se pa na wakọ akọje e na apese obegu boy na anim ase e ne kotoko anim ase emfa because you was saying be can say adoma you master the abeg say we na mo pa che obi enti a che opa no me ni abusuafo na say me ye pole abusuafo ni bia ka ba de sank ma pelo ya me yasiu na ka wa ba no aba be kire ba bi kura pole kwa no mu wi na okokun ye wo ne se kan ye de ne beto no say so say praga driver na odi sunsum nti be kire ba bi asunsum ne te say wonimu no gato kro na o mo che o mo de wo ko ho nti o mra me kire sa 48 hours na kotokodi ama no o mama no emukura awa emuwa 48 hours de emuwa because I didn't hear penintemo is amanfo si justice for pole ye man 48 time be na 48 ne be so kura no time na na ekon ka bi akabare sa wachire ama yi Ibrahim na wo kan ke akoche no wonya kwan akotena Mike achi ntu hu nyansa enka se asem we ya wo kan no e be hia amanfo abufu tan kura keke seju tan o obi a wuti apapra enim se wuti pa nyansa wo timpa wutim kanya zasem betra se kansa ansem we sei medin ho ya papa ese ka ba de san kra de ka ese ka police afa ne dada ni kwa sen ka ba bi o no wotena woti asempa akotena se anya akukuduro ti Mike chi kasa ansem we sei se wokonum wi ene ya che no na ummo da anya su na hyew sejo abufo wo mba se ya na o treba ede
Commander Mr. Ramsey.
Sergio enyo because enu ase na yire ne fra nwumre pa na ahwe kunani no de o si su so office one ni kunu tena ye ohun se be ma no kura no enu malomu sacheta na se bibi sada na o ka je se ni kura ko nu wi no akọje achinye ni awo ne sika ama na wu
Commander Brafom kakra emze
Sergio yawo eti ufu se walas wo ba ana se wonu bi na de we se etu na ba betena radio so akasa se mu se now amanfo so tell support na enokre na oka de na enokre no nti so ni kre de Ghana police in frɛ no nkoka wi aso wano so anya asem bia na ese wo kan no better say if you say oh yes sports am nim no oba adom be morning show oba jokes ni concert saa be si ne
commander
nipa kro fa na adwuma no ese nipa kro no saa kɔhwe omum yɛkɔhwe na adwen mu
me de obesia commander me de obesia
but Sergio last one pole die no na yie ni on the 6 ye besra adofo so omumra but he say ade ba ko Ghana me mahu say yembu dead bodies nipa wu abon say the pictures na nam social media on the 6 ye be did da pole wa wonim ene blogger ana individual abeba pole dead body also fa o phone ana say wo di bibie etwa be je phone na mesɛ no
mama kwan mu bia
e metwa dead body aye na so betimi atwa ba ne dead body na ya de dato woni de ye mu obi a metwa ma ho fa nkonnam social media da bi we organize ya ba obo si ya de da obi na ya video na nam social media bi
to say gromo ma ho o metuma gina
Sejo, o de sama catro. Etina yam kan
say. So ba hon kwa dia.
Sejo tina meka baby a begina.
Obetuma twen.
Opa on kwatina po no so. Ye be tintina kan say if you here no go here, your body go feel am. The one the force obetimi so the camera beba so oba be video pull the dead body. No dey about social media on the seas on try. So person o taxi e mu bi no hu ye pause, e be me na hu ye pause aye. Mo bia fa so jo asempa na meka no o bia fa say free much ho. Near the body neighbor stadium. Opia also o de nipa na egu oni twa but dead body ni de and fa camera na say blogger bi because you see ka obejinti. Now the boy dead body na na social media. E be funu. Mo obi antra bra ni
we most supporters na mo kan we na say
obi a yes supporters ni nyina e be ensure
so mo supporters na mo take this decision.
Yes, see am person body abusuafo no kraka. Na yine ne na yini kwa so mpese o mbewie no mo so ni kunu ni body na social media. Enye airtime. Esi eja wo ni obi owu ni etwa ni ede ne nam abonten no enye nipa ewu nti ne ka se last respect nti zipa last respect e say fa no betu social media no obi amehwe bi o pese o hwe abra o behwe wi ana akọ we wo phone no so amfa nya wi ntua oka nti wo a wo de o phone say wani eden o phone so do obetime no de fa phone ne fa o machines bi nyo say o ye blogger na say tu ba bitwa na de akọ Sejo me dasi.
Me so me dasi pa. Edu be ara de soldier 7 na fam too much. Ana hu za. And also soldier 7 na ba too much.
Sejo ma ba ya na ya o.
Okay.
Ya because nipa wuo ya na from sa. Ya pa.
All right. Lawyer, yo, over yi be free man na commander di. And I say,
say na me sorry ka kranti.
Oh sorry, yeah.
Man say that things.
One thing's okay.
Commander no do charge na so no ya na
no. Was a bufu abapa. But we so actually there was cut supporters no more.
Omonia bro.
Ya mo bofu pa.
In fact, statement we kura no yeah a bit charitable.
Okay, they all the babonti.
They no mo pe no. Enya na nyina de
ka. Supporters no.
Yes.
E ka say mo famra bonti.
They say ye kan. No matimika drum say. Say na ntie de say. Opomo ma no gidigidi kakra. Na kwa me so beto masi. Isa se George ma mo ye say minim say journalism de nka wo ye chena wo nyine mu.
Yeah.
Ye no mo na ye ntia na percent ka journalism kura be cross kwan ama. You know but they do baby a ya na asfm kakra. Ye nim say ethically no. We ye journalist ya. Ye was sensitive issues. Nsem bi wono mo a e ka koma e mo du a wo kan so hwe ye pa.
Okay.
Obi ye nim. Sebi akoda kura nim say ade e fa awudie hu no. Ni kan edi.
Sure.
To asemi ba ye kotokokura ye bi officer to say police force o mo betena wo am kwan say obi information na say won timi ko police station kura amba omra ye secretariat infamro
yeah
and also police station so ba bia na nya wala so ya dwuma ya che pa we nyina wan fa bia nko ama police force won hwemu e de o mo fax ye de o mo to fa boy fax no de aba aba court aba public document ansem we nyina bi ni mu te ede na wa so kwatase e ko create fax e de ba je hono ba bia men yi pa ne sansem yeah in fact ensem no metase a dwene ho me hu de ba ni dimu a
o sha se metese o kaso no a oni evidence bia
o so why a thorough research afa we ya wo se de ma men kan na wo gina so na de ma men kan jo ma men ko kan sem ko se be se bi o we so se ba se wonu no because de na ma men kan Mami say police omo a straight search regime. Yeah. Jo me no nyan me say da ben no yakọ said obi asachi da. E bi si da.
No bi kura chache.
E bi zo ko die de mami kan ya.
Ano ko stadium kura.
E bi awatete dit no kan. Di mami ya some kan say police was straight search regime say who go do get ya search o pa police for do fa. E bi si da. Ye go bi da.
Jo emso mbe catch sa ba omo nyesa
on paper ni bia omo yayi ndi ba me kura no wakasa mama ba dis wonu no enti wo keka ba wie se wadanse ye ne de ma me e kan na odigina so de na je se akoye rodoru adasem na me se ba dis time se nkan aduma mpanifo kura no bia jo nkomo tiki asen kura enti ye de ye se ye tasem ye ntanipa ensem na waka no e beboa ama nsem no produce adumadi akoso ti ye se on fan 7 goda police for nya police for bi akeke o It's one from called the investigator or what's him. Also, Sunyano. Because the police station be at the end, but maybe I say, but I come up police for. Oma investigator and Sanka. For purpose of say, yeah, pie bones or the aqua. I ain't tell me.
Very reckless and irresponsible.
Irresponsible. Tivalas were you doing? You check that day in a name way basic you in journalism. Now,
no, no, I ain't sure now with my channel when I. The more can I say why now?
One walk you can.
Why now? What happens?
Gana Oka Casama, Emfa Kwama, so say, Mrakrabi Bro. Did you custom go? That's all can so I can't give you. What's the gramming him, Mr. Vuduko? Minimum dinner. We can't say, I've heard you got to go ball, Kaibabo. He says, Mahuno Crano. Now, me and me, my soldier, say, first of all, Emperor will be my and she'll be my another mean side in the Cranas and my fan Kodia. Just what me crano. What men watch you for more? The Robert Custom. Intimate take catching. Into there are a lot of legal implications. What's happening? We are some more men in a commander's road, Joe. Couldn't need ma in a tea. No, in a bed, it's my bed dunum. It make some sa baby, Zambasa. See, Branty, ya ain't me home. Since I'm supposed to Uncle Qua or bachelor, baby grow on Conum Reno. A Pragiacro number, Crona car, Crona number. A brave Napoleon or the Paso Casa, Monfam and Quahanape. And some baby who could see more Joe in Zizo. Intermediate, say, journalism, you better catch me, young.
But before so we will make his statements, you know, Ukuta evidence power.
Exactly. And until I have a boy,
now they about videos. Why say, no be pray audio video, they say.
Because Okasa Yama or Sandy Pebble, so Sandy Pebble Grania, but if you are. Remember, some guys were called your pabi.
Well, as was surprised.
Yeah, Warren. In fact, remember, some guys were called your pa. And on that time in the studio, I can say, we in your Bonibia, we in your Bonibia, into never say, or no, our patch or say. So I can say, you'll be our patcho. Let us ask them, will bore you. As some called to go to any camp. Tell me, litigation room. As some called to you, what? Is it what said ye on your Bonibia in you? And the other, you're penitent in Bia. You see, if you're money now, you're pushing for and a woman and some to go from Koda mine. So I found Kodia, let's just say, what should I say? We go to company for you support the neighbors in our thing. And you can retia.
Until the makers of one fan, what happens?
You train the answer.
In your rule.
48 hours and something.
Okay.
Not the way.
Okay.
But the coffin of for the question, you know, I didn't know who runs them. Watch the name of you.
I see.
Because it's public now, would somebody to some legal issues. I don't know.
Into police will be more compelling number. Abiyano and I the evidence number.
Come to me, baby.
Okay.
Into your embassy, be your communication. Na your man crying. You can say what? Only we could be a man for Subitun. Obey the right thing, a boy in her.
Okay.
But they can say, we are when you're going to maybe I could the room. Yes, you can say you do.
Okay.
One way I did, but not what we did.
Mess about Subi, but I mean, call Dr. Horner. Doc, also where you can craft fast anyway.
General, one of the issues is a bit difficult for me to handle, honestly. And I don't want to handle it.
Are they?
It will be a
Africa, the Albeka. So, clubs in the Bia and the Oberbo. And I say, one Casa Unia, who are from the Anonka.
Minkasa,
and a Cadesoka.
And Person can say, you may. Nebutai pano, it will be a na any penny binum, Yenuan will be refi. Cynthia, yes, Edgeman. Now, one year careful. Yet, you can't be assured, so bit my 100%. Into a quack way, Uniana Sebu, what from a video wouldn't have better now, more runi. Panoquasem is a Wallace. Why,
enemy monitor, a yika crave me bano. On one in your love. Della, me over Della. Now I was so happy. Almost bashing the papa.
Yeah.
The same group, multimedia.
Yes. General, you see, Wallace.
Oh, man, fan one channel back.
I exercise, Sabu, a man argument. No.
Yes.
Cynthia make us and say, Asam Naban, or mining in our bottle. A quack could do parliamentarians, everybody. Santa Henny. Dina no atum mami na sem kroko kan no they were fabi pa no so follow social media how they bashed DCOP lady and cancer and ne mame no asam no kra nkoma metie kire say on pese ode na no betu nkra bi
now the only go yastic
okope baabi akotete ono na sem no na ye grounds for your investigation to the extent that on fan chain see a horo no na say do kan na enu kra true do we are no the free wa so disrespectful to the dead general Ghana for amamrem se obi wu kwan ya so say ya ne nanso ya na de to ne nanso but to the extent that say bi ona chese we we smoker oh utie the story now we smoker bi no akonum ni we na yakọ ne sekan ekuno ọkọ ntọkwa na ekunu na pragi atam ne de na ba beto ba bia ye bobo
so attention now the whole world especially Ghana they man don't deserve
FIFA ne cover
and edu level say because of that yeah enhanced match day protocols because suspended league for 1 month because some Nessie was stadium
asem obi ka parliament discuss
president of the land
president
or taking interest
for ohene obi ka bi o
our brother is telling the world that
na wakono wi ne
oko rebase
why research
and yakọ won se kan o rebase na se wonim baby a na Kramansa park won so atre wona wobebisa ho se rebase ne wo twumasi krom ana insu atre ana na se yemfa ne se yensu atre na rebase no wa ye wo se kan free insu atre kronum eba stadium ne mu wa pa even from the main road to the stadium it's about 10 minutes drive na one call hospital ni atam no di na free sa kwan no anenam ru anima kwan ni mu amfutu kwan na mu e de na ba stadium de na ba beto utie video no obia narration I say e wo na o say ambulance ni si o mo family call meaning that even in his condition he saw where the ambulance was in any case so sa file information for investigation and be very circumspect with it and I think say Yenuano was reckless and why me am kwechiri
na okobraneti ni nche na oje home so the platform can see as asemba
general I'm hoping say Wallace may realize this hwe be ba si free bay general say futu kwan we wa wo
no say how you very
and send wa kwa akoduru twumasi krom no honom and send wa ba main road
was about 2 kilometers
enti ebrebe na sa de ni be si aye pe ne nkwa ye be yi na ye de ne beto abobo ye mu aba stadium mo
say how you very safe
look at this and this guy before say Wallace gave himself off and now you know my say the investigation try say stadium no e ball no e ho ye safe for football enti e momu bo ba ko mienu bi kura wo baby ani a o mbesa de o ma back papa nye whose bidding is he doing I think as it's good first of all multimedia for yi tape no mo ye free my dream is a minimum investigation. I can't doubt it. But even no matter feel time, the platform, and how he narrated it, is so bad. Netu be general, ye juma na ye no. Se ni peko bi bufu gidigidi sa. On se anke ba for ma obi anim se ye ni wi a football beba kakrakra. Se ye ti kra anye yi a Brahma ni chia masoa ye chance ni ebo e football se ni Ghana for ye taye ni ema no supporters ni ade amomani amra obe na akote ada
okay
it kasa time we dear this is not the kind of journalism we needed my dream is saying manim ye Wallace can tema oni kan e me withdraw no apologize nem fensu kakra enguso na komato mumra na maybe I'm saying that the first thing for him
argument no come mu wa said that say the program say wa research normal report from his research in the idea enya say the patch was be
no accept a chopper
you will be say in the course of analysis now what can be flashy now we on off from no but we didn't there a plan a year over share report
and the more accept a chopper
Say this omi report yinansa.
Dear Wadi.
Ne report no research no here so here thorough research.
So what no anka ni yo opacho mo fanche no. Na oni nyina so bia.
Aka bi sa. Eno ba. Empanifo betra say adwino.
Oh. There say lawyer, I say call police station no koye no wo ho a. Na sa hours na wo di e. Say we na take better 30 minutes. No
Commander Griffiths.
Sa na say ye no.
Empanifo betra say adwino.
Lawyer. Okay, o dear.
What are you?
See at the say
no, the lawyer yes say. O ye na say bi o meka no ma ye na.
Phone no never to no.
Say ba empanifo adwino.
Commander phone no never to.
Lawyer say o dear ba. Onko police station. Say person ye chi Brahma na oku pole no. Information no won there, on the on fan call or the ma police ni we are. Na fi wa betena ase. A chopper and the way see program no start here no. No they are starting this time no the way assembly can minutes ni pepepe. No they are chopper no.
Jo ntimi ka say.
No mo na aka ho ase.
Ntimi ka so baba so oni bibia o bibia say mo ntimi ka say
pass. Yes, information. It won't come police.
Apology enough.
I don't think say I didn't call but
apology ni dey best 10%. Ya can you only police no confirm information in kwani.
So ba say that say me kan say mo nyina bra kwa ni bibia.
Emrabe na share journalist. Why an investigation about something? No about because a chinchina on fast no information come up police.
So
a journalist who has conducted his investigation. I'll get an information on an ejuma in the radio in the TV. So I be an ejuma. What law? Any pushing is a chinchina on call investigators and I say police won't find the details in common.
Okay, and you know
the purpose of his investigation.
The police has the right to invite Obia in the course of the investigation.
The police has not invited him.
And then I say, you call. And do what you come out to him for only police, but my afro say, you invite you based on your own dinner.
Musumo Akache, one informal IGP.
Yes, the IGP. So one qua. Only say over 2 foot to go.
IGP enemy interest or
exactly.
Ababisu.
Only say
IGP Ababisu.
Say over 2 foot to go man for that's what I'm saying about 2 man for so and so and one so
who impede justice.
Didn't you be all
okay.
The police in the course of the investigation but not to serve be say here was him tibra.
All right, then if Wallace is claiming his submission is based on the words of the policewoman, why didn't he say this right after the woman's submission? But now GJA needs to take action. Bukrasi GJA, MREM, GJA, Pascal, Leeds, UK, and Ediway, and so Bray. More messages, you know, and so a dozen. Good day to you all. Eva Wallace has made himself a German in sports. What is the meaning of this? Okay, now and also I don't know. My main way and so quickly or the free and by we don't know shit to Mr. Mo. Because we are may yes, Mr. Mo. As I know, mean to making kinds of we are Modi Abafa. Now quickly, Minko lawyer hope you. NSA Enra Unomo Ekokushai. Is that you reading in a Mugusu a meeting? We look at Crabie. Can say about discuss my excellence in some Nukakra.
Ojo, Nina, so you say FD or enhanced match day protocols.
Yeah.
The NSA for Venus no home. Yes, you got to go here, Venus, you won't in Babaya.
Yeah.
Now see a mum comes and Alban, or Monday as over the boy. Indeed, you could be in the home. Yes, that's all my year. Indeed, and no, and come on, you could.
Okay.
Almost on their part, no, almost I swear say. You must bet me I be a man, you meet the requirements and be almost by your money.
Okay.
In the young Kutamudia, any and could be a favor, no, yes, I have a bubble. You may be, as I say, if any person, you know, no one arms of boying.
Okay.
Yes, yet may achieve the as yet may achieve.
Okay.
In the no one common you could.
Until I say, a Juma, so be at sitting no consequence.
Yeah.
Okay. Nana, my phone himself, but take his advantage in deductions, no sense, and no mark ones.
You see, I'm only a bit handicapped.
Okay.
Say, only the Alta General.
Okay.
A business now appointed will be. Indeed, Omuntimin take decisions baby on their own.
Yeah.
It's almost acting regional director. The 2 men on Timin baby. Oko coaches and so you need substantive director general.
Okay.
The empire is an engine on Mampani do Baba. Now, Omotima take decisions.
Okay.
In Tisanama and Genity.
All right. And you episode 1 or 2 kakra. Okay, before some band one who are Simbia episode 2 be and teach us and take to supporters na more kwan.
Jo, the MSN say asemba e dia boteneka. Emra so na e bibia. Omunya resimu panimfo IMC nim. Asemba ba yi inu mu nyina na yeni abre. Obi bia ni ho a ye be relax ina wakwese say be hwe say pepepe aba. Minu duwe Monday me kosunyana. Ada be frase me bia say me kosunyana. Na me me de be ni kodi echi. Bibia kosu bia yewura ye bona mane. Ono so akwanjire bia so de maye. Edi mo bia anna adwene se e bia ye be gu ne mam. E bra ye be bo league no. League ne de ba na sese ye bo e kire se ye guzu aye se court be di na djuma no. Edimi nya league ne bokra esanse eden ya court be dinasem court Ghana so asem ni obi en se eche enti omunya abotre na wala se de ezu abai no yenye no emra kwan sa agoji se nipa nyina be hu se asemba na woka bia ese oya hweyi okay enti yenye kotoko management so mfa na ahoguno so kra esanse yenye kwan ode ni matwi from ekesi sanse yenye nimbibi na edisi supporters ena ma yenye nka ese so entisa as mo kan mu bia ni wa afa ya sumda okay nti jo supporters ni nyabo temaye na yeti o mase o kombiso enso yemfa emran se yensem ko bibi me mbese obi ba ko bibi na ade akina ne ho akodi adwam na yepese avoid okay because obi bibi na nyana sa so onya buta ade ba kina so follow you with the law na fi so ho akoto yempensa no ye court 5 of our supporters in nations day do any pleasant situation say
to some no minim say twa no
enu ba bia
ko supporters na wo court no
enu ba bia o enti na me ya me tun kofo say obi a munya bote me nka so mo yeboni o kotokoduma o mo yenti ena o makopi court say enu ba bia enti imagine say because ya ye hanu mo say the next bia 1 year
ni bia mbeko court
you court za every 2 weeks.
I see.
Look at the number of hours here. About what's not quote. We na manti inumi na ubia wa yiri wa mau. Na ade be chokra no a. The emotional ya obenya se me kokko to kran do. Na criminal case so. Ade a itimi ni fatum ekọ via sentino. And this we civil case ya.
Free
na. E bia wo twe manso ma o.
Mi ko ebi kwa na me kwa mama.
Ma me de ka o. Aba so okay court say yabu akudua ka no so uni bia yenye ohu na ba bi uni japade bia na ba bi na woto nsa ekoba.
Well,
they're different from a criminal matter.
Yes. The hanko for any sasem na wo court me nka say ese ko anase enko nye no hasa na meka. But the CC was sentence ni be worse than what happened at the Ababa Response Stadium. No, you TV. Among for so mun tiase. Say the cook other centers are supporters ni bia kotokosmo bi gina court ni. Ebi ko so other centers are worse, very serious. By yenchin tati akra.
Well, and also you find your excuse there.
And for
personally, me share this your bill. Don't come. Right, call. Police call me. We say, "Mama, na." Apart from Kotoko, the other case be pending. I involve supporters. Was it? I be wo. Couldn't do me now. Start talk about baby. No, can't say. I'm smart. Okay, baby, me say.
Or evidence I had work about. We the had the call.
The family yes.
So we investigation.
So be the I am going to do the work and the no.
Doesn't know ya crab see. Hey, for the see. Atram division ne Democrat.
Do your Kotokonia? No, you
know. But basa ye ya ntentete o.
But we
so why?
But you be fighting for our rights.
Well.
You know the bia enya rehemu say emu bia zieda.
Okay.
But involve say edomani sun dia. Ani
ntakrache.
Ani sa. Do so ntakrache. Kotoko a idi no ekoso bi anim. Di tira bia ye hu ni sa.
Okay, you better see. I'm on phone sensing me beyond the bank. I'm saying Musa about Kotoko projects, 2 special projects. You know, Nafi sponsorship in some 2 1 never handling some Kotoko. No one de be able to butum abo Kotoko Honka na sponsorship in sense. I'm saying Musa. Youth teams. You know, I'm saying Musa on sense. Akwakosi saying yes, 2 a year ultra modern gym be. I'm a commercial Sante Kotoko issues baby, but.
You say you be dealing size after in the midst of a year after 1 year. Say you trans handsome.
Nah, yeah.
After year no.
The design come on.
You be go into those issues.
All right. Most my baby, you know. Now so Tony Montana so unity. Tony Ibn Masafacha. Yes.
Godfather, Super Zone as 9 run a course. Na nka update kakra na nka me de film kakra.
Okay, remember 1 minute.
Yeah.
Ke hu hia pa we dey say get this so na sekra. Nam me aduma Monday.
Me wi aba question ba ko bi sa wadaroma.
Ubuza mo
question. Me hu ne ma yi mwampa.
Oh, say third one.
Last year.
Third one.
This year.
You got to mass did the bia.
No, me bisa said the na
a mass na 12 times on the trot.
Yeah, me ti ase pa. It's now see bisa questions no.
And then we did third day bisa questions.
Yeah,
but say enye fufu mo bi da bia.
We did third day say.
And come on you must me.
Godfather me da CP enra and the super duper zonas no eba na wie ye o Kumasi Babayara na attendance no na eye massive we schools nipa doma eba Kumasi Babayara na ese wani ensa o ka kire nipa mpempem na eba dompem eba the super duper zonas e course so e wo Kumasi Babayara na enye izikra emema na fam no sejo attendance no and I will share. Kayenye premiership clubs and the same communia such attendance. Do you know more games are? At a point, also fire service don't move car eba. No more base.
No Black Stars to cry in your crowdy.
Baby.
Wow. They say to be not fire service.
Yeah. Massive attendance.
Nah. Super Zonal no.
Super Zonal said no. Bebia bomba be.
Wow.
And 100 meters no Prempeh College in the first. Na NS a champion de Prempeh e wini and member no 100 meters. Na enye isi cry bomb no said you ni and member ni di ni.
Okay, 100 meters.
Creek.
Okay.
Na Prempeh I na mo di omo first no. And man also the course so ma full era. A mass and a winning first a man almost 100 meters final and so to me a course so na 4x1 a member so
Mary 100 no
okay
Mary 100 no
a man in their mass
blue and yellow
nana mass no be any sound
fully ran echo
oh yes our father simple
fully ran a gold man na a member 4x1 so you was near home on the Prempeh panty was in the winning and 4x1 no so na really no our Kessben television so now at the end a member of film no Prempeh College did first with 125 points was Eddie second 100 points TI Amas third 94 fourth UKS 77 Japas Eddie fifth 33 points Japas 35 and then Supercars 33 Islamic na edi a year 7th ewo member na fema or when 28 and then armed forces a place 8th emano a St. Louis Nigeria 142 points ya Santo 110 TI Amas 83rd 89 Islamic 4th OKS 5th Cars 86 na Aduman any Santaman tie was 7 far or enya 29 points na Sergio Hayford Ade course ni na Ninsabako didem no nse twa no aha eno nya special award na enye izikwa ni din community say free Monday air kono
na free Monday kono
na best behaved school ekoma OT okay best behaved school
OT pa best behave
okay
Sadio he was OT best behave school Nyamisi Sunday pa headmaster kra wo ho na ko ponsira pa
headmaster
wo OT sese ko ponsira o edwuma no besi ha enana aha na mrema kwan ma edwuma no asi nyame ya adoma adwada yo san ne mo atwa so ebiom Tony Montana Yes, sorry. Breaking news abijafo. Ese omo eba quickly. Tony, usi happy birthday Sunkun Koma, Mrs. Jennifer Asiama, and your birthday. We adjuma Ghana Health Service, Human Resource Department, Regional Health Directorate, Ashanti Regional Hall, and our adjuma. Mrs. Jennifer Asiama, happy birthday. Breaking news happiness, Mr. Kwacha ready.